All right, how's it going, guys? This is the first episode of the Me Time podcast. This is something Eric and I were talking about doing for a while, and we finally got around to it. I had a great time recording it. We talked about some really cool stuff. So without further ado, I bring you the Me Time podcast, episode 1. These parents got sued by the state or something because they refused to give their daughter like real medicine.
Yeah, chemo and stuff. Yeah.
And she died, and then but who's in charge of like suing? Who did that?
It could have been like it's like if a doctor like if they took their kid to a doctor and like they turned down treatment and the doctors, like the medical team thinks that it's detrimental to the health, like you're considered a mandatory reporter, so you have to report that as
mandated reporter.
Yeah, so like I mean I'm sure you probably are for a teacher too.
No, I am. Yeah, I had to take a class which was kind of a BS class. It was like really easy, like click through the slides, now you're a mandated reporter.
Yeah.
And it was all like common sense stuff.
Right.
If a child comes into school with bruises, and like tells you he's getting beaten, like obviously, you're gonna have to report that shit.
Yeah. No, but like, oh shit, I'm orange.
Oh, don't worry about it.
No, I was orange for a hot minute. We're good though.
Okay.
Just because I kicked in, it got closer.
Okay.
But yeah, like they probably thought that it was like against the parents' best interest. But I mean, like cancer's so hard too because it's like like it could help, but there's the people that go on chemo and don't get better. There's also people that radically change their diet and do get better. Yeah. I think that another one too kind of depends on like the form. Like there are like rare forms which I don't think have any like correlation to like what you intake. It just kind of like shit happens. But stuff like stomach cancer, like all those kind of ones that you can like that we are shown to have like a strong correlation with food with. I feel like those you can definitely change your diet and you can like there's so many things that show that cancer cells just like thrive off of sugar. So if you stop eating sugar, that could be a big thing too.
It's interesting. So you said Down syndrome?
Yeah.
So this is kind of interesting. So I had a student who is a little Indian boy, and he's got autism, and his parents don't allow him to eat gluten or casein at all. And I like looked up why.
Yeah. And
I guess as like gluten allergy has been increasing, like so has autism.
Oh, really?
Like almost simultaneously.
Really?
So I thought that was kind of interesting. But like, do you think gluten by itself, or gluten or like dietary effects, could like really affect someone that much to the fact where they'd have like a learning disability or like a brain disability?
For like autism? I don't know. I think yes, but I'm not like 100% positive. I don't know. I just feel like
I don't know.
I feel like there's so much shit that we put in our food that we just don't know about, like all these chemicals. Like I don't know, like there was like a big thing for like vaccines and stuff, and causing autism, and I feel like I don't know enough about that, but I think that there's definitely like a lifestyle component. I mean, because I thought we just learned about it, so I thought that maybe like it could also be like we're learning more about it because it wasn't in DSM-4 or whatever it was.
But what's that?
It's like what psychiatrists use to like diagnose all their patients.
Oh, it's like some kind of test.
Well, it's just like a list of like all different diagnoses and like symptom, or like not like symptoms, but like signs and symptoms, like how they would act and stuff like that.
Okay.
So it's like what all like psychiatric disorders are based in.
Okay.
And that's what autism is based in too. But it wasn't in like one of the earlier ones. So it also could just be like like we're just more aware of it. Especially because you figure like I know like autism's like a spectrum, so it could also be like it could have been around and like we could just be noticing it more, as well as like we just have a lot of high functioning people that never would have like gotten caught before just because it's like it wasn't known, so it's like people see it now and they can suspect it.
That's what's so interesting about autism, I think, which is like, I obviously recently got into it within the last 6 months, but it is like such a fascinating thing, man, because it's such a wide spectrum. Like, my teacher said something yesterday. It was like, I might have to look it up, but it was like once you've met one autism kid, not autism kid, a kid with autism,
jackass.
Politically correct. Once you've met one student with autism, you've met one student with autism.
Yeah.
So meaning like, you know, like sometimes they say once you've met one, you've met them all.
Yeah.
It's like once you've met one, you've met one.
Yeah.
Because it's so wide.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I just got moved classes. So before I was working with a lower functioning, they were like severe profound autism. So almost all of them were nonverbal, and which is really cool, by the way, because they communicate through an iPad.
Yeah.
Which is just unreal that you could create like such a cool relationship with somebody who you literally don't even speak on with the same thing.
Yeah.
Like you are communicating through something completely different than how we are communicating right now.
Yeah.
But you have like this connection, man, where like I know this kid likes certain things, not because he told me, because like I found that out through another way.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. But so they're on like the lower part of the spectrum, and now I'm working with like way higher functioning kids.
Yeah.
So like Asperger's and stuff like that. So in my old class, I'm friggin' giving kid head rubs because he likes it, and I'm taking him for walks because that's his reward. And in my new class, we're talking about the new Batman versus Superman movie, and like these high level conversations, and one kid is like really into trains and stuff, so we're talking about that, and it's actually like a really weird transition I made in between classes because you're connecting on a completely different level. And I almost prefer working with lower functioning in a weird way. I don't know. I can't exactly pinpoint it, but
it's more rewarding or something like that.
Maybe they're both rewarding. It's just like I said, I found it so interesting how you connect to them. It's almost like two different languages. In a weird way.
Or it could be like more of like not like a challenge, but kind of just more like something like that.
Maybe challenge is the right word.
Or like it feels like a stronger connection just because you got to work like a little different way for it. It's weird how it's like one thing but it just presents so many different ways. Or even like the idea behind it of just like how it's like a sensory processing thing. So it's like how like you're intaking the world is different than like how someone else is, and it's like literally enough to throw off how you function. Which is crazy how anything about it. It's like
that stuff's interesting
because it brings like this whole trippy element of like a different perspective, like 7 billion different perspectives on the same thing.
No, totally. That's what I was talking to my teacher yesterday. I had a really good conversation with her, and actually I told her she should listen to Joe Rogan because she was saying some of the same stuff that he says. But I told her if I could somehow like take my mind right now, like my consciousness and how I perceive the world, and like go into the head of one of my students, and like kind of flip flop, like look at the world through his eyes, through his consciousness,
like still being like your like essence,
right? So I could recognize this
so like your soul, his role.
Yes. Oh, is that a thing? His soul, or your soul, his role?
No, I stole that from like the book I gave you about the Ram Dass one. That's his thing.
That's cool.
Is you're your soul, not your role.
Oh,
so I think it kind of fit, which is kind of cool. But
that perfectly fits. But yeah, if I could do that, man, I would do that like over anything, over visiting any place in the world.
Oh my god, yeah, dude,
like going into outer space or something like that. Like I would choose that.
Dude, that'd be so psychedelic to like, like that's literally like you figure like you can alter your mind like so many different ways, but that's like literally like you're not even like altering your mind. You're just like literally like a whole other perspective on the world. Which like I guess it's almost kind of like an out of body experience maybe too. Where like you like have like this whole other view on it. Like even like. Not even like someone with like a sensory processing disorder or any other disorder, but just like a different person. Like if you and I were to like flip, that'd be so weird.
I think about that a lot. Because we probably all, it's almost like the same thing with colors, you know? How they say people, like that blue might look different to me and you. It's still blue, but it might look more purpley to you, or it might look more, whatever, greenish to me. But yeah, same kind of thing. I would love to do that.
Yeah, dude, that'd be wild. Well, that's even like I don't know if I texted it to you, but while I was like coloring and like I was looking at the pencil and it said blue, and I was coloring on it. I'm like, dude, this looks purple, and I was like just trip myself out because I'm literally like experiencing this color different than like the person who made the color at like the coloring pencil company. Which is kind of weird to think about it too.
Very.
Or like that blue and black or yellow and gold thing.
The dress.
Yeah, the dress thing. I would like same thing. I like trip myself out over that because it's like. People are literally looking at the same picture.
That's so weird.
And experiencing it in like a whole other way.
Hold on, I'm gonna up these levels a little bit. But with that dress thing,
Yeah.
I thought that was weird and was like a prank at first because, first of all, it's not like you're seeing it in person.
Right.
You're seeing a picture of it that has gone through the internet, was condensed onto a JPEG, and now everyone's looking at it through different mediums, like on your laptop, on your phone.
I mean, it's really not a different media. Like, I mean, if I look at it through an iPhone, you look at it through an iPhone.
But it might be. I feel like it's different. Like between devices. Like you're looking at it on an Apple computer or a Samsung. Like there might be slight differences.
That there might be, but I feel like if you're looking like iPhone to iPhone, it's probably the same.
It's probably similar. But what if your brightness is different?
That's true.
But it's a lot different if like the dress was sitting in a room.
Yeah, like
and everyone came in and it was,
I think that's kind of like what added to like the allure of it. Is I think it got like skewered through like the compression of it.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of what made it different.
Definitely, that's what I thought right away, which is why I thought it was all BS.
Yeah,
but I don't even know, because then it goes back to the thing, like if we saw it in person,
yeah,
maybe it truly was like blue and white.
Yeah,
but then maybe people were perceiving it as yellow and
that
gold or whatever.
That'd be trippy. Well, I was at when I was at the art museum. Damn cough. There was like this thing. It was like plexiglass vacuum sealed in like chromium or something like that, and it was like a V, or it was like if you were to take like the peace sign, how it goes down and like one in the middle and then two on the side without the circle, so you could walk around.
So it was big.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't. Yeah, like it was like 3 big like sheets of glass essentially, and you could just walk around it. So it was maybe like probably like a 10-foot radius. So it's not that big, but big enough. And depending on what angle you were at through the glass, it would either be a mirror or a window. So like the one girl I went with, you could like she would be standing in the same place, and I would walk, and for like the first maybe like 3 feet of the glass, it would be a mirror that I would see through, and then the next 3 feet would be or not a mirror that I would get a reflection, then like glass that I could see through.
Yeah.
So like as you're walking around, you're getting like a different like perspective, and it was so crazy.
Yeah.
It was super cool.
That's cool. Interactive.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Or you ever just look in a mirror like in my old house, so you have your mirror right in front of you, and then I had one on the side you pulled out, and it was on a hinge. So like when I would go in there and grab my contact solution or whatever, you do that, and then like when mirrors like start like seeing each other, you know how you could see like 20 different mirror things, but it all looks like it's getting farther away. Yeah, that's weird stuff.
That's really weird, dude. I've like I forgot where I was, but I did the same thing, and I was like, I was sitting there for like 5 or 10 minutes just like looking at it, and like this is so weird to like actually think about. Just I don't know.
There's theories on that too, like that. I think these are definite conspiracy theories, but like when you do that kind of stuff in the mirrors, it's like separate dimensions and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, that's total conspiracy stuff, but
dude, that's just like that's not even conspiracy. That's just like fucking lost in an alternate. That's like running around with tinfoil on your head.
Like Signs.
Yeah, dude. Like
Remember that movie?
No, I never saw Signs.
Oh, Joaquin Phoenix. He's a badass.
Dude, did you see Her?
Yes.
With Joaquin, that was so...
Loved it.
Dude, I like was watching it, and I was kind of like, this is like super weird and like super indie and super artsy, but I kind of like thought back on it, and like it was kind of like a cool, like it was a whole like other like mind-bending type of thing, kind of like Ex Machina.
Oh yeah, I think artificial intelligence was obviously the topic of it, but the way they did it was awesome because it was so human-like, like the human-like qualities, and it was, I liked where it was set in, was it the future technically? I don't know, but I mean, I just assumed it was.
I don't think it was like future like 3000, but I think it was like future like maybe like 2100, so like very like near future where we can still like relate to it.
The very near future, and it was just enough to make it like relatable with the talking iOS like Siri type thing, and that it's in your ear all the time. And I thought that movie was great.
I don't know, it was like so weird to think about, because like I never even thought about the setting until like you brought it up, but like it's so weird how it's like the setting is him just in like a generic like a generic big city. He's kind of like your generic person that just works in an office job, goes home, and how he just gets like lost in like technology, and like so much so that he doesn't even like realize it. And it's kind of like almost like a like a like a commentary on like life of us just getting like lost in our shit, and also kind of like that search for love, because like if you can find it in a computer but you can't find it in like these millions of people around you, and then like even I guess if you go back to like the end where he was like, you're not my only her, or like you're and like all these other people too, and she was like yes, and it's kind of like all these people are finding love in like one thing instead of like that one thing is almost like so like by loving her you almost like love him, like this person next to you that has the same one.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's cool. I never thought.
I literally just saw that on the spot. That was pretty slick though, wasn't it?
That was
kind of like how I went down a little rabbit hole. It made sense though.
No, it did. I never thought of it that way, and that's definitely a way you can interpret it.
Yeah.
But here's the other interesting part of that movie, which I like so much.
Yeah.
Was so he was in love with kicking the microphone. Does it owe money? Or does
getting antsy here, dude. Coffee's kicking in.
The other thing I liked about that movie was that his female friend in it, remember? So he was dating the iOS.
Yeah.
And then she started dating an iOS. You remember that?
No.
Okay. Well, like his good friend in the movie. So that's what was interesting. Like he wasn't the only one doing it.
Yeah.
Which I thought at first, I'm like, okay, this is kind of legit, and it made me buy it. But then all of a sudden, she starts dating the iOS.
Yeah.
And they both kind of break up with their iOSs at the same time.
Yeah.
So that was cool that like he wasn't the lone soldier really. Like it was kind of becoming a trend.
Right, yeah.
And people were talking about it like, oh, you're dating your iOS.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I was getting at. It's like all these people are doing it, but it's like you can't find love with like the person next to you. You have to go to like some automated form. Mm-hmm. And then kind of like
total commentary on technology, I think.
Oh yeah, you're just like getting lost in it, and then like how it's like you can connect with this thing that's here, but you can't connect with like all these other people and other living things around you.
Mm-hmm. I think that was a Spike Jonze film. Who's like he's a cool director. I don't know any of his other movies. So I say
yeah, man, just cool director. I don't know.
It was a Spike Jonze film, you know.
Yeah, you just get the little.
Flip. I know I've heard the name a lot, so I want to check out more of his movies because that one was really really solid, and that kind of got me into Joaquin Phoenix, man. If you want to watch a talented actor, I'm almost gonna insist you watch what's the name of it?
Irony.
This is it's a. I'm gonna have to look it up real quick.
The Johnny Cash one.
I'm still here. No, but that one's really good too.
I've never heard of that.
Okay, so just basically, I'll let you. I don't want to like give too much away, but it's a documentary film about how Joaquin Phoenix steps out of the spotlight in real life. So let me restart. So in like Hollywood real life, Joaquin Phoenix made an announcement that I'm retiring from movies.
Okay. And
I'm gonna pursue a career in hip hop.
Okay.
Very seriously, and everyone like lost their minds. This happened in
because people care about what others are doing.
2011, maybe 2012, and everyone lost their minds. So this is the documentary of him stepping out of the public spotlight and pursuing hip hop, like full out, like living the lifestyle, hooking up with P. Diddy and doing all of this for like 2 years.
Okay.
Doesn't do a film, totally commits.
Yeah.
And this isn't a spoiler because this is like what the movie's about. And at the end, he reveals that the whole thing is an act. Like he did this public spotlight trick. Yeah. And then he filmed the whole thing as like his next movie.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
It was super cool, man, and like totally big. Like talk about like a method actor.
Oh yeah.
Like getting into the role to the point where like you get rid of your ego, you get rid of what everyone's thinking about you,
right?
So that you could dedicate yourself to this thing.
Right, which is in theory just a role. So he essentially made his like life like an actor, which is crazy.
It's really good the way he does it too. It's a cool film. I think it's on Netflix.
It better be.
You should check it. That movie made me respect Joaquin Phoenix big time. And then I was like, fuck it, let's watch Her.
So, yeah.
Let's watch. I've seen Johnny Cash.
Walk the Line.
Yeah, Walk the Line. That was great.
I've never seen that.
Never seen that one?
No, I don't know, dude. Like I have like a lot of movies, but I guess like when it comes to like the good movies, I've never actually seen like a lot of them.
Well, how do you define? What do you mean the good movies? The recognized movies?
Yeah, like I've never seen like Pulp Fiction.
Oh man.
I've never seen Scarface.
Okay. So like the classics.
Yeah, but I mean like until like last year, 2 years ago, I never saw The Godfathers. There's another one like mobster movie. But yeah, just like I don't know, like I have a lot, but I just don't actually like. I've seen like a lot of like obscure ones, like Our Idiot Brother. It's like kind of obscure. It's like an indie movie that has Paul Rudd in it.
Okay.
It's pretty good. It's just like this.
Already a Brother.
Our Idiot Brother.
Oh, I've seen that one. Yeah.
It's kind of good, like an indie one. Then there's another one, like My Brother Ted, I think, or something like that. It has Jason Segel and Paul Rudd in it.
Okay. And
it's so weird. Like this guy. Like Jason Segel is kind of like thinks that like everything happens for a reason, and he like follows like all these odd signs. I don't know. It's not like I have it, so I can lend it to you. I think.
Okay.
I think you'll like it.
This is more of kind of an indie film.
Oh yeah, it's very right. It's very
produced
indie
and everything.
Yeah,
That's
like
cool.
there's not a lot of talking. I mean, there's like lines, but I don't know. You might like it.
Yeah.
It's got Jason Segel and Paul Rudd, so
I like both of them.
yeah.
Both funny guys.
Dude, I'm a big Jason Segel fan. Very like low-key underrated.
He is. Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Oh, so good.
Hilarious.
What
else? What else? I don't even.
He's in like How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's in like a lot of movies. Though. He's good. He's also in like the whole like James Franco, Seth Rogen thing.
Yeah,
like, he's in a lot of those movies.
That gang.
Yeah.
Of guys.
Who you can just name and you know who they
and
are.
You just know, yeah. All right. I wrote down some shit that I want to talk about.
I did not. I just texted it to you.
Hey, we should, since this is our first podcast, I feel like we just kind of started talking.
Yeah.
You know, maybe we can, I want to kind of state like what this is all about. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So obviously you and I are very big fans of Joe Rogan and the Joe Rogan Experience. So I think a lot of the influence of this podcast kind of comes from that. I know for a fact, like I wrote down some cool shit from his podcast, and I'm trying not to swear on this, but I failed a couple times.
I don't think that, dude. I found that motherfucker.
Just so I don't know, so anybody can listen to it, but whatever. So yeah, that, and just like I hope this podcast could be something cool that we could just do and like get some cool people on here and just talk about whatever.
Yeah, dude.
Like with no real intention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, just shoot the shit.
Chew the fat.
Yeah.
I thought about that. Chew the fat.
Who the fuck says chew the fat?
I do. And what does that even mean?
I don't know. Dude.
We're a couple guys just out eating steaks one time and just chewing fat, and they're just like,
yeah, like
okay.
I don't know why you would chew the fat like that. Yeah. Like that's like the thing people don't want. Dude, that's like on Fuck That's Delicious. Like they'll show it. Like, yeah, man, this is a nice marbled steak. Like you got some fat in there. I'm like, I don't thought you didn't want fat.
You know what? I think I saw an episode of that where he ate a really old steak. Like, I think it was Action Bronson, like old aged, man. I'm talking like 12 years of old, and he had to like cut out the mold or whatever, like off the sides, so that the steak was like this big, and he had to cut just to get to like the little center part.
I don't know. I know that they like they had a ham on there, and they said they smoked it for like 3 years. So like the thing only ate acorns, and then it was dude, like I guess it's like this fancy thing in Spain. It's called like an acorn pig, and like it only ate 100% acorns, and then they had to age it for like 3 years.
Wow.
And I'm like, I feel like meat would go bad. Because like if you hunt it, you have to get it prepped like super quickly, otherwise it spoils like
and
quickly.
Don't germs thrive in warmth?
It's like warm, moist heat, so they might keep it like really dry.
Yeah.
And like I don't know.
But then how does the ham stay, moist? I feel like when you're eating
That's
that
true,
thing,
yeah.
3 years later, it's just gonna be like a wood chip.
Well, that's what the thing is. They said it was like jerky almost.
Yeah.
But, so it's like, I mean, it's from Spain, so it's like the super fancy stuff, and they like were like slicing it like paper thin, maybe I don't know, like thinner than paper, but like super thin. So I think that it was like a jerky.
Would you try that?
Yeah, dude, I feel like that thing's not going through like the factory farming process. Like that thing's living a cushy ass life if he's eating 100% acorns.
Oh yeah. Oh, so what animal was it? A cow?
It was a pig.
Oh, pig. Okay.
Yeah, dude, so the pig ate 100% acorns all its life.
That's so weird. That doesn't even sound healthy.
Yeah, I don't like these. Like he was like, yeah, it's an acorn pig, so I thought it was just like a
That's
breed.
the name of the pig.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's the name of the breed, but then like the maitre d' or whatever you want to call him was like, yes, 100% acorns all its life.
Wow.
And I'm like, I didn't know pigs ate acorns. When I think of a pig, I think of it just.
They
eating,
probably
like,
don't. They probably just starved this poor pig and then just only gave him acorns.
I don't know, dude. I feel like there has to be something that eats acorns.
Squirrels.
I don't know. I would need a squirrel.
I'd try squirrel.
I would not. Would you like roadkill it, or would you like actually like kill it?
What do you mean?
So you see like a dead squirrel on the side of the road. You're gonna eat that, or would you go out and like axe its head off?
I would hunt if I was into hunting. I would, if I saw a squirrel. I don't know, if I was out hunting and I wanted to try a squirrel, I would. You wouldn't try just like a bite of a squirrel? Not obviously like off the road.
No, I mean, dude, that's like my buddy has also Joe Rogan inspired. My buddy has a bow, and like when I come back from clinicals and like graduate and stuff, depending because I might have to work here just like build up money like so I can move somewhere. So I kind of want to have my buddy teach me how to like bow hunt, and then like try that and go real fucking Joe Rogan and just forage for my own meat. Because like I think that cool. Like, I feel like if you're gonna like, you can't say that eating meat like isn't healthy, because like people have obviously done it and they've lived healthy lives. I think it's more of like unhealthy in how we're procuring it.
Definitely.
And I think that that's where like the inhumaneness comes in. Like if you go out and you like hunt a deer, like dude, that deer is living its natural life. Like if honestly, if I didn't kill it, something else is gonna kill it. Like it's gonna get smoked by a car or some shit. I don't know. Whatever else eats a deer. Mountain lions.
No, I definitely agree with that. And just so people know, I know we're very familiar with this idea, but the idea is that you could still eat meat, but it's like you kill your own meat, and that's the only stuff that you eat.
And you have like just like that connection to it too. Like that's like such like you have like that unity. Which because I would always poo poo on hunters that said that like they love animals, but I'm like, dude, this is like such an intense connection you have with it. Also, hunters donate or they don't donate, but like hunting license goes towards like all like the National Park Services. As learned by Shane Dorian and Joe Rogan.
It's so funny, we listen to the same stuff
and just like reiterate it.
No, but that's cool, and that's a good idea. Like I would try hunting. I had an uncle who got divorced from my aunt, but he was really into hunting, and I sort of wish like I still had ties with him, because I'd try it out. Why not,
well, like I think that's it too, is like if I can like go out and like kill my own animal, it's like, all right, whatever, I have no problem with that.
You wouldn't have a problem with that? So say
I don't know, that's like I want to go out and like be put in that situation.
Put like, yourself there right now. So you're in the forest, right?
I feel like that's like such an in the now moment thing. Like
I don't think you'd be able to pull the trigger, man. And that's not like I'm not saying that as a negative thing. I just knowing your personality.
I know, I've thought about it.
I don't think you'd
I've thought about it, and I've tried to like put myself there, and it's like a hard thing.
It's super hard to put yourself there, because
but I feel like if you get like that primalness going through you, like dude, you're gonna get your own meat and just like this, like you He-Manned it, like caveman, just go out like forage for yourself, like beat on your chest after.
You're like, fuck the gun. You like pick up a knife.
Yeah, you just run on its back and just slice its throat open.
That would be too real.
That got real.
That would be too real.
Yeah, no, dude. I mean, like, I feel like a bow hunting, like, because that's like what dudes before us use. I don't know. I feel like a gun is such like cheating.
Yeah, is it?
I don't know. Like, you have like the whole like, oh, like we're humans, like naturally like, survival of the fittest, but I feel like that's just cheating.
It is.
You could just like nuke it. You can like we make nukes too, and it doesn't mean that we should use them. Like not that like you shouldn't use guns. I mean like if you're gonna hunt, I don't know.
So put yourself in the position of we're not here where we can go out to the store and grab a sandwich or grab some meat.
Yeah.
If we live in the forest and we're scavenging for food all the time.
Yeah.
And this is like you're trying to feed your family with this stuff.
Well,
so
I mean,
given the opportunity.
I mean, are we talking like I'm like grown up in that? Like I'm living in like 300 BC? Or are we talking like now we just fucking decide to pick up and go and live in the woods?
I'm thinking more like 1800s.
Oh yeah,
or 1700s.
I feel like that's also such like, because I've thought about that, and like you can't even like compare it, because it's such like it's like a different mindset. Yeah. Like you're raised up and like this whole like we were raised of like going to the store and getting food, whereas they were like their life was all around like planting, harvesting, like all this stuff, like for like making your own way.
Yeah.
Or not making your own way, but like being self-sufficient. So I feel like it's almost like ingrained in you at that point.
It is way different. But what I was saying is, so let's just pretend 1800s, you got a family to care for.
Right.
Okay? They had guns in the 1800s.
Yeah.
And I don't know about 17. Yeah, they did. 1700s, they did. So you got your bow and arrow and you got a gun.
Yeah.
What's more effective to kill the animal? Probably, well, maybe back then. I don't know.
I don't know, man. Back then.
This is a tricky example. But would you pick the most effective tool to get your food for your family? Probably.
Okay, see, well, here's the thing, though, is, like, I know, like, guns in, like, the 1700s, like, American Revolution, like, they could stand, like, 100 yards apart, and they, like, you could shoot, like, aiming across, and the odds of you hitting someone is not very likely. So I'm thinking, like, like, if you can train yourself to get good at a bow, you could probably be more accurate, and I'm going to go with the bow.
Yeah.
I guess like now it's different because you can have like accurate guns.
It's certainly more badass.
Right, dude. Like, dude, that's
the bow.
Like, done. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I think the bow just has like that primal aspect to it, and that just seems like it'd be badass to say like, yeah, dude, this deer that I'm eating, I killed it with a bow.
Yeah.
Went out in the woods, procured it myself.
put that on my back.
Yeah, dude.
Took it out, put the team on my back. I hiked it out.
Did some squats with it.
While you're out there.
Yeah, dude.
Got a workout in, like, so manly.
Yeah, dude.
I killed this deer. Not only did I kill it, I started benching it.
Yeah, dude, just go fucking Uberman on it.
Total He-Man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like that's also, I don't know, like, if you want to kill something, if you want to eat that meat, either you should, like, you should be the one that's going to kill it. Like, I think that's, like, the most, like, you should put that on you.
If it was practical, I would try to live that way.
Dude,
because
it
makes
practical.
sense.
Dude, like, they have, like, you can take, like, a weekend, especially if you're, like, and go hunt.
But
and then you can, like, obviously you have to, like, learn, like, and get, like, the knowledge and, like, the skills to hunt, but I feel like you could do it.
I think it's possible.
I think you can get, like, a lot of meat from it.
You could, and then you need a big freezer. But here's the part. A lot of people, at least myself, like, on weekends,
yeah,
I don't have a weekend to go hunt, personally, and I don't really think I don't have the money to get a hunting license, a gun, take a class. So we're talking about, like, resources, like time and money and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is why I feel like it's not practical and way less convenient than running out to Burkott's or
right, dude, but think
at
of all
the
the shit
Jewel
that's
Osco and getting some ground beef.
Right, but is convenience always good? I mean, we have, like, the convenience lifestyle and people are dying because of it.
Yeah.
And maybe if you, like, were to go out and hunt, you get, like, a little more activity, live a little longer. You got to figure, like, okay, so, like, it's a lot of, like, time and, like, money, but think about what else you spend your money on.
I think it's definitely the right move.
Yeah.
I'm sort of just playing devil's advocate.
Oh, yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Of what people
right. But I feel like
say.
it's one of those things where it's like, well, it's not convenient. Well, yeah, but what good comes from
killing the earth isn't convenient either.
Yeah, exactly. Considering over 50% of greenhouse emissions to it isn't really good either.
Not being able to breathe isn't convenient either.
Yeah, but no. Drive 5 minutes to Jewel. That's cool. Well, dude, I mean, we even saw it when we drove back from Colorado, just like how, I guess we saw it, but like how terrible those things smelled. Oh my God, that was...
Yeah.
And then even when I was driving back, I didn't see as many, which I was kind of surprised. But dude, like, you could smell it, like, maybe like a mile or half a mile before
the
factory, right? Dude, it just smells like shit. Like, it's like
literal.
Yes, like literally like shit. Like,
because that's that's what goes on.
Yeah,
in there.
that's what they're standing in.
Blood and poop.
Yeah, dude, that's what they're standing in 24 hours a day, and then you're eating it. But dude, like, even like there was another one where like they had like the drainage pond, and it was literally like a pond of piss and
that's
shit.
So gross, man. There has to be a more efficient way to do it.
Well, dude, like, it's just so I don't know, I feel like it's so wasteful. Because then it's like they have cows that die of like disease because they're living there and then they can't use it. So I don't know. I feel like I don't know like the whole.
Or they do use it, and that's why we get these recalls.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
that's also
either
very
way,
true.
It's gross.
Yeah, or then they just load them up with antibiotics and you get antibiotic-resistant drugs that are gonna kill the world. But I don't know. Like, I don't know like the whole like, logistics about it. But I feel like if you could go back to like hunter and gatherers, and you got like a few people who are just that's all they do is hunt. Just like go bring it back, sell it. Go bring it back, sell it. Like, I feel like I don't know. Like, I feel like you wouldn't kill enough to where you could create like endangered species. Because I feel like if you like, I mean, people are still doing that, like not to the as big of numbers, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like that's got to be more efficient.
Well, I feel like you said they wouldn't bring back enough. I think they wouldn't bring back enough. Period.
You don't think so?
I don't think so because we're overpopulated.
Right.
Obviously.
I think we also just eat too much meat too. Like, we don't eat the amount of meat that we're supposed to.
We eat more.
Right. Like we eat too much meat.
Yeah.
Because I feel like one of my friends said that she got like half a cow, and that lasted her like maybe like half a year. So you figure a cow a person, like, just because like you're getting like this natural like very like hardy thing because it lived like a natural life like how it's supposed to. And like if you eat like how you're supposed to, maybe like an 8-ounce steak is
right.
like
Rather
one
than
serving, right?
24-ounce
right,
T-bone,
that everyone
double the
wants.
amount. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that, like, if we were to eat properly, it could be much more efficient.
Yeah. Well,
and you figure if you get like hunter gatherers, you can have like people who are more, like we said, like more efficient at hunting, so they're gonna bring back more. And you have like people that are focused on like gathering or like planting. I feel like you could just reap bountiful harvest. I think it'd be much harder because we are like super unpopular or overpopulated. But I mean, like, I don't know. They did it before. Like, we could do it now.
Yeah. So going back to that, there's just too many damn people. Like, I think that is probably the root cause of factory farming. Like, somebody said at Tyson Chicken, like, oh man, we're running out of materials. I'm talking like right at the beginning. We're running out of materials for food. So like we need a more efficient way to do this. You know, and it probably started with like, oh, let's just start making more animals. And then it got out of hand to the point where it became a factory.
Well, no, that it also goes down to like, it's all highly subsidized too. So it's like soy, I don't know if it's meat or if it's dairy specifically. It's like soy, corn, and like meat. There's one other one too, damn it. Whatever. Soy, corn, and wheat, that's it, are all subsidized. So like farmers, like, they get paid to farm it. So instead of like selling it off, like they get paid like some crazy amount
to do that stuff specifically.
Right, like monocultures, but and that's what you get, like all this processed food to feed everyone, which you're feeding everyone, which you're also getting like all these diseases as well. And like same thing with meat, it's all subsidized. So it's like they make so much on like just growing those 3 or 4 things because it's like the government pays them more money too, because that's like what sustains us. Yeah. Which kind of leads to those other problems.
Think about it, I never thought about it this way, but this just came into my head. So we kind of blame right now, like I pointed the finger at Tyson or a factory farm.
Right,
but
like a brand.
Isn't it sort of our fault as humans?
Yes.
Because we overpopulated this earth.
Yes.
So they're just sort of responding to what we did.
Right.
So like we need a way to do this. So like why do people get mad?
Ego. They don't want to blame themselves.
Yeah.
Like you tell people.
You need self accountability.
Oh yeah, dude. Like that's why I don't want to have kids. Like we're a cancer. Like if you look at what a cancer does to your body, it gets in and it grows like uncontrollably.
Overpopulates and destroys.
Right, and that's what humans did to the earth. We got in, overpopulated, and on the verge of destroying.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
I never thought of it that way, but so if a vegan or a vegetarian is out protesting, I keep using Tyson for factory farming and have like 5 kids. Yeah. That's totally counterintuitive.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at
it is, unless their kids are all
well, but you also
vegans.
have to look at like you have to look at like the trade-off. It's like you can have 5 kids, but if like those 5 kids are also not consuming animal products, like I mean, yes, but you're also living off the land too. You got to figure. Yeah, I mean, well, it's like that. It's like you don't want to blame yourself for anything. It's like I don't know why people have like love America or like love whatever they can attach themselves to, like sports teams, because they don't like they want to blame others or so, like I don't know, just something like that.
You need a scapegoat,
right? It's like, or like you just attach yourself to like this idea. It's like, no, we're the best, everything else is wrong. Like I'm a Sox fan, the Sox are right, everyone else, like the Cubs suck. It's just like no rationale behind it.
Yeah,
just something to attach your ego to, like you attach your sense of self to it.
Right. When in reality, it doesn't really matter who wins the World Series this year.
Dude. Right. Like
cool. Like city pride. It's cool to have pride where you grew up and stuff like that. But to the point where you're like beating people up at games or something, like
just because of where they were born or what sports team they like. It's like, dude, like there's like you're just getting caught in all of it. It's so
rudimentary.
Yeah, it's like okay, like I was talking to one of my buddies about it, and I'm like, oh man, like Notre Dame's losing, you upset? And he's like, yeah, I mean, I'm upset for like a day, and then I realized that it has no impact on my life. Yeah, I'm like, dude, that's exactly like people like lose, like their sports team will lose, and they'll like super pissed, and they'll break things, and like
lose their shit.
And I'm like, dude, like that literally has no connection to you. It's something that you blindly attach yourself to because of where you were born. Like there's no rationale behind it. Yeah. It's like if you were to like you could just as easily root for some other team with just as much passion. Right. But I don't know.
My team got the ball and the goal more than your team did.
Right.
Like what does that boil down to? Some kind of like alpha male complex where like bigger, faster, stronger, I mean, like, we're better than you because of that.
Well, I think that it's like I don't know, like I don't think sports are bad. Like I think sports are like a great outlet and they're like fun to play, they're great exercise. Yeah. And stuff. Like competition's always good. But it's like I feel like when you like blindly attach yourself to something, that's where the problem gets. Because like people ask me, it's like, oh, like do you like do you like football or do you like baseball or something like that? Or it's like which team do you like? And I'm just like I don't know, like I want to watch a good game, like I don't care. Like
you want to watch an entertaining game.
Like it's like because that's what it is. It's entertainment. Like shit, I keep kicking this. But it's like if I can like I mean I might choose a team like while I'm watching, like dang, like they're kind of the underdog, I want them to win. But I mean like if they lose, it's like all right, whatever, that was fun.
It's a temporary emotional attachment.
Right. It's like, you know, it's like something you like but you don't get like attached to it.
Yeah.
It's like, but I feel like people just get so attached to
like, you can do that's kind of how I look at it too. Like I kind of got away from sports in the last few years because of that reason. Like I'm still gonna root for the Cubs because I was growing up and I attach good memories to that.
Right, exactly.
But if you're getting to the point where it's like ruining your day or your week and you're getting furious and your blood is boiling because your team is losing, it's
Yeah.
You don't let yourself get to that point.
Right. Or it's like, dude, it's like when people like post stuff, it's like, oh, this person did this, and it's like, yeah, I always knew like the Sox and all their fans are like jackasses because of what this one person did. It's like, dude, like that's one person. It's not like a representation of like the whole entire thing.
Yeah.
Like, people just get so attached to like just anything. It's like sports, like where they were born, like what college they went to, or even like their goals in life, like how they think things should be. You get so attached, and it's like if anything is like altered from that attachment, it's just like so much like your mind just goes crazy thinking about it.
You're attaching yourself
to like things that aren't gonna last.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, okay,
there's more important in my opinion, there's more important stuff you should attach yourself to.
Right.
Definitely.
Like find things that like grow you instead of like get you like stuck in like this like
a rut.
Right, like this life.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, like even like if you look at like, okay, a sports team, think about all those like fans. I don't know if like the St. Louis Rams just moved to LA. It's like, okay, think of all those fans from St. Louis who,
did people get upset about that?
I don't know, probably
I don't know.
keep all the sports. But it's like, it's like they like lost that attachment. So it's like, okay, are they still going to root for the Rams who are now in Los Angeles, which they don't have that hometown pride, but it's still the same team. The only thing is they moved to a different city, which kind of goes into a whole different thing. But I'm like, okay, it's like now who do you root for now that you don't have like, that you have that void, which I feel like people aren't comfortable with, like that unknown void thing.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
So I wrote something down when we were talking about hunter-gatherer stuff. This is a conversation I had with my girlfriend, and we were talking about male versus female. You know, the old argument, you know, how females still don't make as much on the dollar that men make, and she's sort of like
dude, didn't you watch the debate? Donald Trump said they do.
Oh, it must be true.
Yeah.
Donald Trump said it. Did he take it back right after?
I don't know, probably.
Because he seems to do that.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah.
But anyway, we were talking about the male versus female, and like right away, I thought like I like to try to think of the root of stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of like go back in time, like when did this begin?
Yeah.
That kind of stuff interests me. So I thought right away that it kind of went back to like hunter-gatherer days.
Yeah.
So let's like caveman example. The men went out with the men and killed and provided for the family, where the females were more like taking care of the children, maybe like harvesting fruits and vegetables, stuff like that. And I think what we got going on today is just like an echo of that, but in modern times. So that's why men are still more respected in quotes and like get I don't know, are still like the providers and make more on the dollar than females. Is like that's still an echo of like they're taking care of the family. Do you agree with that or not? Because tell me your thoughts on that.
Okay, so like I feel like if you go back and like whatever like caveman times when you had hunter-gatherer, it's like people aren't coming out of the womb as hunters or gatherers. Like it takes that motherly, air quotes, motherly role, like that like nurturing role to like raise them into like a functioning human being. So I feel like if you look at it back then, like kind of going back, like it's more like a circle. Like if you take out one piece, it's like the whole thing falls apart. So it's like you need like that well-rounded, like you said, it's like the men are like more well respected now, and it's like I feel like I don't know, I wasn't born back then, maybe I was, but like I feel like it was more of like a mutual respect thing. It's like, okay, the man goes out and provides like the meat, but then the woman is also providing this other thing of like nurture and love and like raising the kids into like becoming these functional contributing members of the society.
Yeah, why is one looked at as better than the other? Is what you're saying, right?
Right. And I mean, even if like I don't know, I kind of think it goes a lot back to like religion. You look at how like the Catholic Church was like the big one, and it's a very like like male figure dominated, and I think that's kind of when things change, because if you look at like all the things before it, it's like you look at like Hinduism or you look even like ancient Egyptian stuff, there's like the divine feminine and then there's the divine masculine, and like with like they're all like encompassing of each other, so it's just like these different aspects of it, and it's more of like a one-in-one thing, whereas like if you look at like Abrahamic religions, it's you have like God the Father, but it's like it completely separates that whole mother role, and it gives like this power chip to like the male role. And you just kind of lose like that whole entire feminine side. So
maybe that is just sort of an effect.
Right.
What's going on today is an effect of that.
Right, exactly.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Never thought of it that way. But yeah, so that was because she totally didn't buy into that either.
Yeah, I know.
But I think it's just that's probably just like my brain and how I was nurtured and just like living in this environment that makes me think that way.
Right. I mean, I think that definitely is like a role, but I think that like somehow like something like entered our psyche, like triggered where like the hunter is like the better person, and we kind of like diminish,
alpha.
right? Like when we like diminish like the gatherer role, but it's like you need one to have the other.
Yeah.
Like the gatherers aren't gonna have food to like help raise the community
Right.
without the hunters, and the hunters aren't gonna be hunters or anything without like that initial raising.
Sure, exactly. If the gatherer side, the females don't raise
Right.
the young men
Right.
to do the hunting, then
Right.
the whole cycle falls apart.
Kind of like we have today. We have a bunch of people in the city that are locked up that don't have any raising, and then
What do you mean by that?
well, like you look at like people in like the inner city that don't have like strong like family roles.
Oh, yeah.
They don't have that gathering like influence, so they don't become like the hunter, like that functioning member of society, and they just kind of get stuck in these like ruts
Yeah.
that leads to violence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's interesting. I feel like I don't know. I feel like it also like there's like a genetic component though, because like you need like strength to be like a hunter,
Mm-hmm.
and not that women can't be strong, but just like biologically like men have more muscle. So
Yeah.
I think that makes sense, but I don't think it makes like the male role any better than the female role.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a different strengths.
Yeah. So why then do some women get upset? So like why is that a bad thing? Say you're a stay-at-home mom with the
Yeah.
air quotes again. Like why does that have a negative stigma to it? That's an incredibly important job.
Yeah. Well,
But why is he's a stay-at-home dad, she's a stay-at-home mom? Why does that have a negative connotation to it, when that's such an important job? Even more so, I would say, than maybe not even more so, but
it's just like it's not like more or less important. It's just like
Yeah.
a different
It should
function
be
that has to be
equal.
done. Right. It's just a different function that has to be done.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of because you're not like you're not contributing to like anything. Like you're not working. You're not like making any money. You're not paying any taxes. Like you're kind of just like
so
defenseless.
material possession.
Right.
You're not
Exactly.
contributing.
Right. You're
to
not contributing to the you're not
gaining
contributing
of-
to the system. You're not contributing to the machine. Which it could be argued you are even. Same thing with teachers. Like teachers get no respect. They don't get shitty pay. Sorry.
Yeah.
But it's like this thing that's like so important and so overlooked. Like you should want like an educated society, but it's like
yeah.
there's just no respect for it because it's one of those things where it's like you're not producing anything. Which in theory, like you're producing like a life, like a functioning
Yeah.
member of society, but you're not like making any like you're not making any physical products.
Right.
Which is also kind of ironic because you figure like accountants aren't doing the same thing, but their production is money, but those dudes get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars.
So when you really look at it, because they're not contributing to the gaining of material possessions,
Right.
is why
That's
why
kind of
they're
what I
looked
think.
down upon, and that goes to show you like that we're putting way too much influence, and we're caring too much about material possessions.
Oh yeah, dude, 100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's kind of like what it's all about in like this life. It's like if you're not producing, you're kind of like if you're not producing anything, you're just kind of like, oh, whatever, like foo on him.
Right.
Well, that's kind of like if you look back of like the 60s and 70s, it's like when things switched to like focusing on like everyone being together and like peace and love and all that stuff. It's like that should be the focus, and it's like the people that look down on them, it's like, oh, they're not contributing to the man, or like society, they're not contributing to the machine. But it's like there were like a lot of bad things of like excessive drug use and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like at the core of it to like be like self-sufficient, like live in communes, so like a very communal life of like just love and respect each other. Like that should be the goal, not like the man, but
Right.
like contributing to the machine of the government getting all this money. Which sounds like so conspiracy, but I don't know.
No, it's so overlooked, that era.
Yeah.
And I don't know really a lot about that era. I'm familiar with the music mostly, but
Yeah.
when you say that, at the core, you're right.
And it's just like
it's almost like carpooling. Like everyone is carpooling,
Right.
but in like houses.
Yeah,
And
it just
sure,
gets shit on.
it does, and it led to like people, dirty hippie air quote.
Right.
Like.
And I mean, like that was
But why
like
is
that
that-
was a thing.
Why is that the biggest deal in the world?
Right.
That if we're sharing a place and your hygiene is like not as good as the white collar businessman,
Right. It's just like a
you're gonna
different
shit
way.
on the whole thing.
Right. And it's like, oh, they're just on all like these crazy like substances. But it's like, they're finding a way to live. It's like, I don't, like people just like, oh, like he's only concerned with like peace and love and all that stuff. Like he's just like a not functioning member of society.
Right.
But I feel like those are the dudes that you want like in your society, that because those are the ones that are gonna bring it up. Like this whole, I don't know, like people are like so angry now, and we're like fucked as a society. Whereas if we
Yeah.
just come together for like a greater good of all, instead of like what can I get from it? I don't know.
You need a mass movement though.
Right.
Because if we can talk about this stuff all we want, but in reality, I don't think we're anywhere near close to another like 60s era, because people are too caught up in their little thing. They're caught up in these little boxes of technology, or the newest product.
But that could also be it though. Like we could do this and reach, like, I don't know, we're not gonna reach millions of people. Like you could like make a podcast and reach millions of people and put that message out there.
Even if you reach like 3 or 4 people.
Right. Oh yeah. It's like it's like a pyramid scheme, but in reverse. You hit like 3, they hit 3. It's like it all kind of works its way down.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like, I don't know, like in my life I've noticed like this battle of like 2 like polar struggles, and I feel like that's kind of where we're at now, like in this time. We have a lot of people that are like, I actually saw like a really cool article of like the millennial generation, and you have like the Drake's fans that are like very, no offense Drake fans, whatever, but like just like as a symbol of like the idea of like material, like me, like I'm the best, look at this. Then you have like the Chance fans who are like, let's uplift the community, let's like come together for this greater good, because from this greater good we all can succeed.
Yeah.
And that wasn't a knock for Chance, or that wasn't a knock for Chance fans. That was a
fuck you, Drake.
Yeah, that was like a phrase. But yeah, no, I mean, I think it's like this kind of thing where it's like we're in that time where you have people that are like very positive and like, okay, like we need to do something, like kind of like the Bernie Sanders revolution, like we need to like help all. But then you also have like the complete opposite of like, not to go like political, but you have like the complete polar opposite of like Donald Trump, who's like, no, America has to be great, I have to be great, like I need to be the best, instead of like we all need to raise each other up.
Yeah. And the Bernie side and the Chance side, a lot of times, more so on the Bernie example, but gets shit on.
Right.
Because it's, I don't know, it's out of the norm, and it's such an abstract idea, which it really isn't, but like to how we're living right now, it's such an abstract idea. People just like foo-foo it.
Well, and it's like people's like, I don't want to pay all the money, but it's like, dude, it's like how like the phrase, you're only as strong as your weakest link. It's like we have a lot of very weak links. So if you can, okay, maybe like you might make yourself like a little less strong in like the sense we're using, and like make that other person stronger, but like if you look at like the whole fence as a whole, like that's gonna make it so much better. You know what I mean? And I feel like we have a lot of I don't even know what's weak, like aluminum links, I guess, and we also have a lot of like titanium links. Maybe not aluminum, I don't know what's like a weak, like we have like a lot of like links made of paper, then we have a lot of links made of titanium.
Sure.
And I feel like there's a big imbalance there.
If you're thinking about it as a big long chain that's going to get pulled on, the paper is going to rip right away.
Right. And it's like, if
that doesn't make sense for if the goal is to keep the chain together, it doesn't make sense.
Right.
If there's a paper part and a titanium part, it doesn't matter.
And it's like, great, it's made of titanium, but either way, like you're broke. Right. Like either way, you didn't do what you're supposed to do.
Huh. That's a good analogy, man. I like that.
Hair flip.
you gotta say it so people know.
Yeah, dude.
So Chance the Rapper, man. I want to talk about that guy. I know you're a huge Chance fan, and I'm a casual listener of Chance the Rapper, but I think it's so cool. And I don't think people really know about this if they're not like, involved in music or like pay attention to that. But that man is doing some cool stuff. Yeah. I mean, like, that's the thing. He still hasn't signed a record deal, right? Well, it's not even, like, I mean, the music stuff is kind of that, when you figure that you literally changed the course of music history by allowing streaming albums to come to the Grammys. But, like, not even that. Like, when people ask me about him, I always say, like, what he does for the community. Like, he's, like, he's out there doing, like, summer camps for kids. He'd had, like, it's called, like, Kids of the Kingdom. Mm-hmm. That was like a Christian-based summer camp for kids, or a Sunday school, one of the two. I know he took like CPS daycares out to field trips to like the Science Museum, Field Museum, stuff like that. Yeah. And then like he hooked up with an NAACP, I want to say, to help get like people who don't have the opportunity to vote, to like get them registered and everything. Because like when you I don't know, because like the inner cities are a very underserved area, and it's very difficult to vote in now. Sure. So it's not even like shit. You just have something pop up on your computer. So yeah, it's not even like what he's doing. Like, I mean, the music stuff's cool and it's good music, and he's definitely like changing the game and all that by giving all his stuff away for free. I think just because I kicked it. But like, I don't know. It's like he's like literally like doing so much as just like a human being, which is kind of like, which is what like I got into him because of the music, but like him as like a person has just made me such a bigger fan. Mm-hmm. Oh, no doubt. And that probably came through his music, I would imagine. Like, it began with him just making cool raps, and then like maybe he got support and like somehow got this grassroots following and went from there. I don't really know the history. Well, like, his dad worked for Obama's campaign when he was in Chicago, and a little bit for like his first term in the White House. So he's always kind of been around like the scenery, like the inside workings. So he's always had that, and I think he, like, from what I can tell just from like social media and stuff, I don't know him personally, but like he seems to have very strong like social, kind of going back, he has a very strong social unit that like instilled like that like
productive member of society grains in him.
Oh, definitely. And that goes to like releasing music for free as a huge thing, because that's cool. And I want to bring up, like, because a lot of people, in case people don't know, he changed the music industry by allowing free music to be eligible to win a Grammy.
Which
is huge, because when I didn't even know that wasn't a thing. That was a thing until he did that, because like, why should the fact that you can't sell your music affect how good it is? It being recognized on the highest level of recognition in music. So that's huge, man. That's gonna go in like music history books, I bet.
It should, but I mean, like, that's crazy. Well, it also kind of goes back. It kind of goes back to like the whole system, and like you have to like be like paying money to like the high companies, because if you're not paying the money, then it's like they like control everything, I guess. Like he like couldn't release a few songs because like labels said that like he didn't have the rights to like, or the people he recorded with didn't have the rights to release the music because they didn't own it, even though it was his song. They literally just had a verse.
Were those the ones where he, featuring other people? Like
I mean,
featuring Kanye West,
he released some of them, but I guess he had like a few more songs with I don't want to get the name. I want to say like, it wasn't J. Cole, but he had like a few songs with him, and like he couldn't. Oh no, Jeremiah. He had like 3 or 4 songs with him or something like that, and he couldn't release it because like Jeremiah's label wouldn't let it. But I think it kind of goes back to that. But it's crazier. And then one of his songs, he said, on Ultralight Beam, he actually had the lyrics like, "Here you gotta sell to snatch the Grammys. Let's make it so free and the bar so hard that there ain't a gosh darn part you can't tweet." Which I guess literally everyone, like literally like every lyric of Chance the Rapper was, or Coloring Book, whatever you want to call it, was tweeted. And even the line like, "Here you gotta sell to snatch the Grammy," like he literally changed it so you don't have to sell it. Which is actually kind of cool if you think about it, just like that kind of like that odd prophecy in the music. Which he says it and then like it just happens to change. Cool shit.
That's cool, man. I'm so glad that he is doing that. And it's really cool. He's from Chicago.
And he has Chance Radio, I think it's called. I don't know, he has like some radio where he's like featuring unsigned artists and like kind of like trying to get like the whole independent thing going. So like he's like kind of like being like, he's
sort of a rebel in a way.
He's kind of like
a peaceful rebel,
right? He's like that first person that he's like the trendsetter. He's like kind of, or like the path forger, whatever the fuck I want to call it. He's like doing that stuff, which is very cool.
Well, hip hop is in a really cool place right now. I think especially because I mean, Mac Miller, one of my favorite guys, I know you like him too, just signed to a major. But like, man, all his stuff before that, maybe Watching Movies with the Sound Off, I think was his first major label. What came after that? Good AM.
Well, he had Blue Slide Park too before that, but I don't know if that was.
But that was independent. I think so was Watching Movies. I could be wrong about that, but anyway, Good AM, I think was his first major label release. And if you look at his stuff before that, I mean, he's got some really good stuff out that he did independently and gained a following that way.
Well, his music now is so different too, though. Like he came out, he was like that stereotypical like college rapper. With like Donald Trump and all that stuff, ironically. But like Kids and all that, and like not Blue Slide Park. Like I don't know, he had a few ones that I can't think of. Best Day Ever, stuff like that. And like he kind of keep kicking this. And he had like completely like transitioned to like Watching Movies with the Sound Off. Was it like Larry Lovejoy? He had that jazz album.
Larry Lovestein.
He dropped a jazz album. Like he like same with like kind of Kid Cudi, like just completely 100% flipped the style. And it's kind of interesting though, because I feel like his like, I don't know if he did Watching Movies with the Sound Off pre-label, but like his music is still pretty like true to that. Like he still kind of has like that darkness to him. But it's kind of like alright, like it happened, but he's kind of like almost on like the flip side of it. I kind of noticed that with Divine Feminine. Like reading like a little bit about it and how it was like dedicated to, like we talked about, like that, like Divine Feminine, like his mom, his girlfriend, like all these people. It was just like an ode to all of them, and like that, like that stereotypical like when you think of like that like Divine Feminine, I guess like that like Ultra one, that's like who the album is dedicated to, which is weird because usually like there isn't like a single on that, I guess you can call it, where it's like a radio tune. Like that is just like an album that you just have to listen to and like be in that mood. Right. Which is kind of weird because that's not common for like someone on a label.
It's not. If you had to pick a single, I mean, Dang, I think it's called, is sort of like the single for it.
Yeah, or like Stay. But I feel like even Dang didn't get a lot of press. Like it was released, but it's kind of like
No, that's probably the most radio friendly
Yeah.
hit off the album. But you're right, it wasn't advertised as like, I'm gonna make this one a radio hit.
Right. It was just kind of like released and like that's what it was.
Yeah, and I didn't know until we started talking about it, the divine feminine or the divine masculine.
Yeah.
I didn't even really know about that, and I was kind of wondering like what that title meant.
Yeah, so
and that's cool.
I mean, it's just kind of like when you think back of like the ancient religions that have it portrayed, and it's like you have like God is just like this one thing, and that's like all like the different deities are just like different representations of it. So you have like the divine masculine, like the divine feminine aren't like themselves God, but it's like together they are that oneness. They're just kind of like how like that human brain always has to think like attach like a picture to something. I guess you could say like that's kind of like what it is. It's like, okay, this is like the ultimate female, the ultimate like that stereotypical like love, nurture, and then the male is like the ultimate like alpha, I guess you could say. But it's like they're not like separate entities, they're still like one. It's just like that human,
you had to have that split.
well, it's like that human thing where you have to like put something to it, and you can't have like a she-male God, I guess.
Yeah,
just like some,
but why not?
I mean, I know like I forgot which one it is. I think like there's a Hindu deity that is like both, but it's, I don't know, I feel like it's like that's what it is. But that's kind of something that gets lost, especially now, because like in like a monotheistic religion, like we look at like polytheism, like different like Hindi culture or religions, just because I know like a little bit about that. And it's like you see, it's like, okay, well, you have like Kali and you have like Krishna and Shiva and like all these different gods. It's like, how can you have one? But it's like they're all like the same thing. They just like
embodiments,
right? They're like different embodiments of like the essence. So it's like you have, I think it's, I want to say it's Kali is like the divine destructor. It's like I don't want to get this wrong, but I know one of them is like the divine destructor, and you think about it, and it's like, why would you want a God that just destroys everything? But it's like out of that destruction, you can have like grace come up and through, and it's like it also embodies like the ultimate destruction, because it's like nothing in life is permanent. Like not even like the Earth's gonna blow up in a couple million years, so it's like nothing is permanent. So it kind of embodies that too. It's like don't get attached to anything, because you have this divine force of nature that just ends it all.
Right.
It's kind of like, which I think kind of gets lost in like our Western like way of thinking. It's like we need like one thing, and it's like hard for us to process all these different things.
And it makes it less predictable. You know how like right now, the understanding is you're born, you live, then you die.
Right.
And I feel like with what you were just describing, with you have that destruction that could come out of nowhere. It kind of like takes away the fear of death almost.
Exactly.
It's like you can't control it,
right?
Because it's not in your hands. You have this deity, and there's good, there's bad, there's destruction, there's
right. It's not like, and it's not even like good or bad. It's just like a different part of it all. You know what I mean? Like it also kind of ties back to like Taoism, which is like you don't have, it's like things aren't good or bad, just like how it is. It's like how it just has to play out, because it's almost like that natural order of things. But kind of going back to like the unpredictableness, I feel like also kind of goes back to like you have these Eastern ways of like non-attachment and like not getting like holding on to anything because it all ends. And it's like that kind of goes back to Buddhism too, where it's like attachment creates the suffering. And then you look at like us in the West, like we're attached to this life. Like going back to like what you said about the unpredictability, whatever. Like we're afraid of death. Like you can't deny that in our society.
Oh, definitely.
And it's like all these like material things that it's like we like collect. It's like shows like this is who we are. It's like even if I die, I have this stuff, but it's like it's all gonna end anyway.
What does it even mean? Right.
And it's like I feel like that's kind of like that separateness of like East and West, I guess, of like just this attachment. Like same thing, like going back to the attachment, like attach yourself onto this, attach yourself onto that, attach yourself onto enough things and you don't die.
Yeah.
But it's like we're afraid of that unpredictability, so we kind of hold on to this like mold of
attachment creates suffering, you said. Is
that's one of the Four Noble Truths. So I think it's like of Buddhism.
Okay.
So it's like there's suffering in the world. Attachment is the cause of all suffering. End your attachment, end your suffering, achieve nirvana. So which I feel like people like, which I was like kind of poo-pooed on it, because you think of like, oh, don't be attached to anything. Like you're just gonna be like a dirty hippie and not want things and just like kind of float on by and like whatever. And it's kind of like one of those things where it's like against our grain, because you think like, no, get this, I'll be happy. But it's like when you hold on to this, it's like if I get attached to my phone, then I lose it. It's like, well, I don't have that phone anymore, and it's like, damn, I'm heartbroken.
And you're suffering.
Right. Whereas it's like, all right, I have my phone's gonna break, you know that, so you take advantage, like you enjoy it while you can. It's like, all right, it breaks, like whatever, like I lose it, it sucks, but I mean, that's how it is. Like life goes on.
Yeah, it's replaceable. Number one.
Right.
Which that's a good point, man. That's a good way to live life if you're not super attached.
Right.
To stuff like that, because ultimately, everyone is gonna die.
Right.
Like you said, the phone is gonna break.
Right.
But And I was just about to say not to be a Debbie Downer, but
Right.
why even think of it that way? It's not a Debbie Downer. It's just part of it.
Right. It's just accepting. It's that's almost being an upper because you're not gonna you can roll with it.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. It's I don't know. It's you just you get so attached onto this way of thinking. It's me, me, me. Mm-hmm. But it's once you kind of end that attachment, it's you can flourish just so much more.
Yeah. What is it with us that we just spend our lives collecting tangible items?
Shit. I don't know, man.
Look around this room. I got 4 guitars.
Well, I mean,
sitting there.
Well, there's nothing wrong with having stuff. I feel it's that's kind of what I struggled with when I first started. Is I was well, I don't want anything because I have stuff, and that means I'm attached to it. Mm-hmm. But you can. I mean, I have an iPhone. It does. You can still have things, but you just have to realize that it's you can't just have that attachment because I mean it's one of those things.
You're not gonna have it forever.
Right. Exactly. It comes and goes, and it's kind of how it is. Yeah. You have to be in the world, but not of it. You still have to.
In the world, but not of it.
Yeah, so it's you're here, but you're not part of it. You know what I mean? You're not getting caught up in all that nitty gritty attachment bullshit.
Okay.
Keep kicking this thing. Yeah, I mean, there's like I said, that's something I struggled with definitely when I first started. Is I would I don't want anything, I don't want it, but I was almost kind of an egoic view of not wanting it. Mm-hmm. You can be okay, whatever comes, I'll let it come. If it leaves, it leaves.
Yeah.
And
you shouldn't
right
attach yourself or think of it as a bad thing.
Right. And I feel that's kind of when I first started, and I think the common view of it is people see it and it's well, if you don't want anything, you're not going to buy, and you're just not going to contribute to society. Mm-hmm. And it's that was my original view of Buddhism and all that stuff. And it's I also thought that it meant that everything was bad. Having, I said, having stuff was bad, which it's not. You can have stuff and not be attached. Mm-hmm. But it's also kind of that thing where it's oh, well, if you don't want anything, you're not going to contribute, you're not going to spend your money, you're not going to make any money, you're not going to be that functioning member of society contributing it into it all. Mm-hmm. Which kind of, I guess, goes back to our conversation earlier about hippies and being not functioning members of society and just poo-pooed on because they had this different view of just, they might have been contributing in their own way, they just weren't attached to anything, and they didn't feel the need to attach their sense of self to a big TV or a nice fancy house. Mm-hmm. They were cool with the simplicities in life because they knew what if they got a big house, then they could lose a big house.
Do you think this mindset of attaching yourselves to material possessions, tangible things, has just increased in the last 100 years, maybe even 50 years, because of all the new stuff coming out? Or do you think people in, let's go back 100 years, 1916, were having similar conversations, but about their ox or their horse or their wood burning stove, Well,
I feel even the 1916, you still had that's kind of right around the Roaring 20s when things got you had the Great Gatsby of just these luscious, lavish parties. Mm-hmm. So I think before that, so 17, 1800s, mm-hmm. it probably wasn't because there was so much more to struggle with, the struggles of daily life. Whereas you look at the Industrial Revolution, the 1880s, something like that. When we could kind of slack off and when our convenience started, it's okay, we don't have to worry about where our next meal is coming from. We don't have to worry about getting to work. So it's what are we going to worry about? We're going to worry about getting the next big thing so we can seem better than our neighbor.
Yeah.
So I don't think that it's hit a new high now. I don't know. Like I said, I think we're kind of in that split, those two different poles of we have a lot of people that are kind of being okay, I don't need a lot, the tiny house revolution, I guess you'd call it. Mm-hmm. You don't need a lot to live. Then you also have those same people who are yes, I need this, I need the fancy car, I need the high paying job, I need the expensive suit, all that stuff.
Do you think it's a true 50-50 split though? I feel it's not. I think it is heavily outweighed on the side of people wanting stuff and obsessing over those material possessions rather than the tiny house revolution side.
Maybe not not going pulled up. I don't think I would consider myself more towards that just live small pole. Mm-hmm. So I don't think people are as drastic as me, but I think you're kind of in there. You over summer you got rid of a bunch of your clothes. Mm-hmm. So I think people are kind of more in that middle ground where it's they like things, but at the same point they're also realizing they don't need at
least considering that side more.
Yes, I think that we're maybe not 50-50 split. We're probably maybe 60. No, I'd say we're probably 50 or 50 on the I need everything, then maybe 40 more in the middle, and then another 10 on the other end. So, I think we're definitely shifting
movement.
Yeah, so I don't think we're kind of at the peak, but I think we're getting there.
You know what? And in whatever you said earlier, before we started, 2100.
Yeah.
If that is truly like when we're gonna realize, oh shit, we got to make some changes here.
Yeah.
You better believe that's probably what this is. People slowly realizing that and slowly moving over to the 10% side.
Right.
And
like needing less. Yeah.
And when shit hits the fan, people are going to be moving real quick to try to make up the damage that we've done.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? But by that point, it might be too late.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it just, I don't know. Like when many have not a lot, then many have at least some. Whereas if, like, I'd rather have 100 people that have, like, say, like, $10 than 10 people that would have $100. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It just makes more sense. Because that way, like, everyone is like raised up. Kind of goes back to that. Yeah, exactly. Like you need that strong. Like you need everyone to be strong before you can raise up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the pyramids. You're not going to build on a shitty foundation.
About the pyramids.
Yeah, man. Crazy ass pyramids.
Let's get into it. All right, we have Graham Hancock here in the studio.
Yeah, my dude.
Okay, so here's something I want to talk about too. So here's an interesting theory that I heard, and I should have done some research on this before talking about it, but fuck it, let's just try talking about it.
Sure.
So during the Duncan Trussell Joe Rogan podcast, which was fantastic, by the way, number 828, I'm going to post that online because that was so good. They were talking about, so he's obviously really into VR, virtual reality, and Joe had a really cool idea, and the idea was, so this is such like a messy idea I'm trying to put into words.
Which one is it? Because I saw it, so I might be able to help.
The 828. Okay, so he was saying, do you think that, so you know how virtual reality, I've never experienced it, but from what was being described, it's becoming so realistic to the point where you might, like, their theory was people might not even not be able to, but want to visit like France or go to the top of a mountain, because in virtual reality it's so realistic that when you're hanging off the side of a cliff, your stomach physically drops. So his idea was, do you think
so more of like an augmented reality as opposed to
more of like an augmented reality. So do you think that people, like, when we get to this point where things are so realistic, like almost indistinguishable from the real thing, that people are just going to cease to travel anymore? Like it's going to stop. Instead of actually going to that mountain, you're just going to go, I'm going to download this attachment of Mount Everest and go experience it that way. Do you think that could be a big contribution to that?
I don't know. I think, I feel like if I were to go, like, okay, like something about Mount Everest, where it's like the odds of me actually going, and like I just don't have like the physical capabilities of going there, I think I could do it for that. Maybe, but if it was just like visiting like a state, like go visit like Hawaii, I don't know, I'd want to experience that. Like actually, I don't know, but then you get like the whole like you're still experiencing it, but are you not?
Who's to say it's not a true experience?
Well, dude, that's what they also talked about it on. Like he talks about it with Aubrey Marcus and a little bit on Jonathan West, like when they do like these different substances, and it's like, like okay, it's either a hallucination or it's not, but I mean you're still getting the experience. Like it doesn't matter, like if,
it doesn't mean it's not true,
right? Like it does, like okay, so say like you do something and you see like a magical angel talking to you, like whether it actually is a magical angel talking to you that you can like open up your senses to, or if it's a hallucination, does it really matter?
Like
either way
it's still happening,
right? Either way you're getting that experience.
It's the same kind of thing, I guess.
Right. So I don't know, that's actually very interesting. I never thought about that. I think that there's just something like, I don't know,
it's something about being there,
right? Because I don't think like there's just like that essence of like being in that area. Like how I said like earlier when I said I saw the sarcophagus at the art museum, like there's just that energy that's like attached with like that place that you're in.
Not to mention your senses. Right. It's going to be cold at Everest. It might have a certain smell to it. Right. You're going to feel the rocks under your feet.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that it could be cool, but I don't know. There's just something, because I mean, like, you could say like, I guess it's kind of like maybe like watching a movie too. Like you can watch a movie about something, but there's just something about being there. I don't know. I guess like if it's like legit like a second life, then I guess there's really no difference. But that opens up like a whole other thing of like matrices and stuff. I don't want to talk about that.
The Matrix.
Yeah, that just gets real weird. But no, I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was definitely thought provoking. And then to build off that, like you talk about movies.
Yeah.
So they were talking about how Duncan sometimes will watch movies. So he'll put on the virtual reality goggles.
I know what you're talking about.
Instead of just watching a movie like we would right now, three-dimensional watching your screen. He'll put on goggles, be in this floating outer space or like a gigantic mansion with his goggles on, and then watch a film on a screen within virtual reality.
That just seems like, I don't know, that just seems
it doesn't seem appealing to me.
Yeah, that just seems like excessive. It's like is this so, like, is where you're at right now so bad that you have to go to a mansion? Like, are you like that, like, concerned about your physical surroundings that you can't watch it in your own apartment and you have to watch it in a mansion?
I
know that just seems like I wouldn't do it.
But the way he kind of looked at it was like, not so much like, oh, this room sucks, I want to go into this mansion, but more like, given the choice of sitting in this room and watching a three-dimensional movie, if you could be like floating through space while watching a movie, like, wouldn't you want to try it? And also it boils down to, we're definitely like underqualified talking about this because I've never experienced virtual reality with these goggles. They sound incredible, so I don't know like how truly realistic this stuff is.
I kind of, I don't know, I feel like someone got it. Bop on out. That'd be cool though.
You said, wait, what'd you say?
Bop on out to it to see what it's like.
Yeah.
But I feel like I don't have the means to do that, so.
I would definitely want to try it.
Yeah. I think that'd be cool though.
Uh-huh.
I mean, just to experience it. And I feel like that opens up some like tricky shit of like people just getting lost in the VR world, which I know I talked about too, which is kind of like, because you figure like going back to like people with like sensory processing disorders, like we had a in school therapist come in and she said that one kid, like, his life is he thinks he's in a video game.
Really?
Yeah, so like he'll like walk and he'll like beep 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 boop, and he'll like turn like on like right angles like as he's like a robot in a video game.
Wow.
Which is like a really weird, because like you think about people like different senses of like reality and like what we talked about earlier, like that kid's living in like a whole other world from like what we could imagine. So I feel like you, like, if you have like don't have a strong grasp on this reality, whatever this is, like you could very easily get lost in the virtual world.
Oh, no doubt. And then I was thinking, like, so pretend you throw on the virtual reality goggles, you're watching a movie, and then let's say like the movie you're watching is about a guy who puts on virtual reality goggles and watches a movie.
So like you get like Inception? I don't know, that'd be so weird.
I always think of that though, like it's almost like that mirror thing.
Yeah, it's like Inception, it just goes deeper and deeper.
Yeah, and then let's say you're watching this guy watch the movie in his goggles, and then you take off your goggles.
Yeah, you
and
just
like,
lost like 8
you're someone's
degrees.
Movie. What if this right now, someone's watching this, man?
Well, dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're not strong enough that this reality is actually like real, like you can get real fucked up.
Who's to say, man? Who's to say?
Oh no, like 100%. I mean, but it goes back to like if it's a hallucination or if it's like an actual experience, like does it matter?
It doesn't.
Does it really matter? Like if this is like The Sims that someone's playing?
Yeah,
like,
I mean we're essentially talking about the plot of the movie The Matrix right now.
Yeah.
But
that's like a very like profound like philosophical theory.
It is, man.
Yeah,
that's
like,
why I love that movie so much.
Yeah. When
I first saw it, it's like so much more, and I hate that I can't get my girlfriend to watch that movie because she just thinks it's a sci-fi action flick.
No, dude.
And that's what I tell her. I'm like, this has got a cool idea underneath it, and they tie it in with some awesome action sequences.
Yeah,
sure.
Like because I always thought it was a sci-fi movie, but it's like
it's more like a philosophy.
Right. Well, it's
movie.
like I don't know. It's just if it's just like my brain, but it's like I always see like kind of like a deeper meaning to everything. Like her it could be like a commentary on how we're all lost and like searching for that love.
Sure.
But I feel like it's also kind of like I know I told you before, like the Matrix is just like that system we talked into, like because like if you think about it, it's like everyone like all the people in the Matrix are just like shirt and tie going to their office job, and I feel like that could be like what they're saying is it's like break out of like that idea that like this is your life, like there's so much more to it.
Definitely.
Yeah, I don't know, it's just a weird theory. Like that's like Elon Musk, the dude from Tesla, thinks that we're living in it.
Who from what?
Elon Musk, the guy that so like the Tesla cars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he made the Tesla. He created PayPal, I want to say, and then he's the guy that wants to colonize Mars. So he's a very intellectual person.
Wow.
And yeah, he thinks we live in a virtual reality, but I don't think it makes a difference because I've thought about it before.
That's cool. He like has gone on record and truly believes like this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but I mean, like I've thought about it.
That's cool, and like I don't take anything away from that because I don't know.
Yeah,
we don't know, but that's just really, really cool that someone who is so established makes like such a profound statement like that.
Yeah,
and then people are gonna give him credibility. Like, wow, he's a millionaire. He created all of these things that I use every day,
and
like
wants
maybe
to colonize Mars.
Yeah,
like he's like a very smart, educated person.
Wow, and didn't he release the what is it called? Like
the patent.
The patent
on his
for Tesla.
Yes.
So that's freaking cool, man.
That's
Instead of
one of those
hoarding the technology
Exactly.
and profiting off it, it's like everybody take this.
That's what he said. He's
do
like,
what you want
he's
with
like
it.
this, like great, like he's like this can like literally like save the world. Like I don't like why would I want to profit off of this?
That's
like,
awesome.
Like
man.
we should all. It kind of goes back to like you have these people that are just like all for others that are just do like the good of everyone is for the good of me. Like it's no use in me being titanium and you being paper. Yeah, that's cool.
Titanium and paper. Want to like create a t-shirt.
Titanium,
like a big S chain.
Yeah.
Titanium and paper.
Get Frankie out here. Oh, titanium. I was always titanium.
I've always been titanium. You've always been paper. You rip easily. I don't rip at all.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's cool. Like it's like a very cool. Like I saw it and thought it was a sci-fi movie, and I was watching it and I was like,
yeah,
this like isn't sci-fi at all. This is actually very deeply philosophical.
Yeah, and that's what's cool, man. Those Wachowski sisters now.
Yeah.
They chopped off their wangs, and they are now sisters, which is interesting. But they make some other good movies, man. Like I actually.
Matrix 2 and 3.
Matrix 2 and 3. Well, they make Jupiter Ascending, which I haven't seen. I'm just making blank statements again, like I did earlier. Hold on, what else did they do? Oh, V for Vendetta. They do that film. You ever seen that one?
No.
That's a good movie. You gotta watch that one too. Looks like action flick. You ever see that?
Yeah.
That
no,
face,
I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
What is his name? Guy Fawkes. That's his name in the movie. But they make cool movies like that.
Yeah.
That have the deeper meaning. But you know what they probably do is they try to appeal to everybody by getting them with the action.
Right.
Suck them in, sweet, I want to see this action movie, and then they walk out going, whoa.
Well, I mean,
what was that?
Well, it kind of goes back like that. Like in one of my freshman English class, we learned about like the mythic journey. It's like if you break down like essentially any movie, you're gonna have like someone kind of is like starts off on top and they go down, they hit their low point, and then they have like their like great ascension.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of like what pretty much every movie you could break down is. But I mean, yeah, like you can hide like cool ass like theories in movies like like one of my favorites, Lion King, is like deeply spiritual, deeply philosophical.
Yeah, you know what?
And people like don't catch that at all.
What did I just hear about the Lion King?
It's a live. They're gonna make a live action.
That no, but yes, that's cool.
Oh, and John Anthony West. It's how
it's like a Hamlet.
Right. So it's like Hamlet, which is so it's, Lion King's based off Hamlet, which is based off like some other story, which is based off like the ancient Egyptian
folklore thing.
Right, which is based off the ancient Egyptian story of like the pharaohs being up in the stars when Mufasa says that like the ancient kings are up in the stars, and like this whole like the circle of life essentially when he talks about like we eat the antelope, or the antelope eat the ants, we eat the antelope, we die, the ants eat us, and because when we become the grass, and it just becomes like that whole mythic journey.
Yeah. That's cool.
Of like, well, you go back to like the circle of life and like
go Disney
and stuff. Yeah, dude, that's crazy. I love that movie.
Yeah.
I watched it the other night and actually teared up a little bit during it. It's just like so film, beautiful, man. Dude.
I haven't seen it in a long time, but as a kid, that was definitely my favorite.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I like never liked it. I mean, I liked it, but then I was never like super attached to it. And then I watched it once, like when I was in college, and I was like, oh, this movie speaks to me. And now, favorite.
Isn't it cool how certain things like that just speak to you in a certain way, like right off first reaction, and you do some research, and it's like, oh, this is why it speaks to me, because I'm really into the ideologies behind this.
Right, and it's
that's
like,
so cool. I think, like music especially.
Right, but I mean, I think that kind of goes back if like going like super woo, just like that like deep resonance of like something like it just like resonates with you. Like music makes more sense because it's like a physical sound that can like trigger stuff. But I think that like just like events in your life, like just I don't know, it's like they match up with like who you are or like what you put out there.
Sure.
Like that whole like not coincidence, like what you put out comes back in. So it's like as a kid I liked it, but whatever. And then it's like I saw it again when I was older, and I was like, "Oh, dang!"
Yeah.
Because like I never realized. Because my mom told me that I loved that movie when I was a kid too.
The Lion King.
Yeah, like I like watched through like a tape. Like would like watch it so much it wouldn't play anymore. And then I told her I wanted it on DVD. Yeah, and then I told her that I wanted it on DVD, and she was like, "Oh, that makes sense now." Like you loved it as a kid.
Yeah.
It's just kind of weird, like how all these things. I don't know, like I said, like this whole like bipolar thing that's shown up in my life of like two different things. It's like things that I either really liked as a kid or things that I was like super like anti against as a kid are all like kind of coming back full circle. Like watching Lion King, poo-pooing on Dirty Hippies, as my Facebook status said.
You know what I've realized?
What?
We've said poo-poo like more than I've ever said poo poo in my
yeah,
life.
dude, that's my go-to phrase. I don't like
Poo-poo.
I know, sit on shit like saying you shit on something sounds dirty.
Poo poo.
But if you poo poo, dude,
that sounds like a
dude, it sounds fancy,
like
doesn't it?
French royalty.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, poo poo.
Well, I don't know. It sounds like like you don't want to say like, oh yeah, I shit on it. It sounds like it's like you just poo poo on it.
It's so fancy. Like I've never said that until now. I'm just saying it a lot.
Right, dude, because it goes back to that idea of like resonance. It's just like words carry so much energy with them.
Yeah.
That it's like if something kind of like hits you and it like resonates deep within your core, of like that energy level that we carry, kind of, I don't know, it just rocks out. Like words have great power. Same thing with music.
The intention behind it is a lot to do with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's another thing I just thought of. I want to talk about. Okay, so is there a name for this phenomenon? And tell me if you know what I'm talking about. Because if this isn't a thing, I'm gonna make it a thing. All right. So so last night I was hanging out with my friend Lisa. She was talking about palm reading. So all of a sudden we're all like under this lamp. We got our hands out like this. We're looking at our palms. She's kind of reading it and stuff. And it's underneath this bright light. And I have 4 sets of hands right in front of me. And I'm like looking at hands.
Yes.
And I'm like, after like 5 minutes, I'm like, what the hell? You ever like look at something so much over and over again and you begin to think like, what the hell what are we doing? Like, what is this?
Yeah, dude. Well,
what is this hand? Okay, but another thing is like words, same kind of phenomenon. Yeah. If you say the word, like my go-to is balcony.
Yeah.
Balcony.
Oh yeah, if you say it enough, that's a thing.
Yeah, what is that? What is that? Is that a phenomenon?
Well, like the word thing is, I forgot what it's called, but it actually is a phenomenon.
Okay.
But no, like look at the hand thing, it goes back to, it's like you look at it and it's weird to think about because like going back to like the VR thing too, it's like you can play like a first person shooter and you look down like you see a body.
Yeah.
But it's like right now you look down and you see a body. So I mean, just like a weird thing. It's like kind of like that intro VR where it's like you can look at your hand and just like trip yourself out and think, well, maybe I'm just like in a game right now. So you look down, it's essentially the same thing that you look in when you play a video game.
Yeah.
It's kind of trips you out.
That's what it was, man. I mildly got tripped out. I was just looking at it and we're looking at the palms and there's just 4 sets of hands underneath this bright light of a lamp.
Right, I'm like, just looking, it's just like they look, because like you never actually like sit and think about it. It's just like it's what you're used to, it's what you're accustomed to.
Yeah, it was cool last night. And then I started talking about it with Robbie, and then I'm like, this is like that phenomenon, the balcony phenomenon. If that's not named anything, I'm naming it the balcony phenomenon. No, dude, that's perfect.
I'll find it.
But that's a weird thing, man. What is that? It's like a desensitization. Yeah, it has something to do with that, I feel like.
Yeah.
Where you're so accustomed to it that when you take a moment and stop, it's almost like mindfulness. You take a moment and you start like being mindful. It's probably what it is.
Somatic satiation.
Somatic satiation. If you had a lisp, that would be a nightmare.
Semantic satiation. Semantic satiation is a psychological phenomenon in which the repetition causes a word or phrase to temporarily lose its meaning to the listener. Yeah, so some beat you to it. But yeah, dude, that's like, it actually is like very well. Okay, so you think about it and you look at your hand, it's like, whoa, shit, I was so like accustomed to this, but then you take that mindfulness to like look at your hand and like realize like what it is. Like you can do that with like anything. It's like, say if you're working like 80 hours a week, just like killing yourself, and you stop and take a minute and like look and it's like, dude, what am I doing?
Yeah, why did I just spend basically 3 days
of doing all of this stuff where it's like just to make money? And I mean, like, I'm unhappy, but I was like, I don't know, it's like that whole mindfulness thing's kind of lost. Mindfulness,
I have some good conversations with my teacher. I wonder if she would ever want to participate in this.
I swear way too much.
No, she's cool. She swears. Dude, teachers, that's the cool part of teaching, man. Like when you're outside of the school environment, it's awesome just seeing like teachers be teachers, go out getting drinks, swearing.
Yeah,
I really like that. But we were talking about mindfulness and like, now we have to practice mindfulness.
Yes.
Like you have to go out of your way to practice mindfulness. Like shouldn't that just be part of your daily get down?
Like your daily state instead of like, I saw something, it's like, okay, you wake up, it's like, all right, what time is it? Okay, do I have any messages? Okay, let me check my phone. Okay, let me check my social media.
Yeah.
Oh man, my neck's kind of sore. Maybe I slept weird. Okay, well now I'm gonna go make some coffee. Okay, I have the coffee in the pot. I got all this thing made. Okay, now I'm gonna drink it. Now, oh wait, now what's on TV? It's like this whole constant thing of like pulling you away from the moment.
Needing to be constantly entertained.
Right, like need like some sort of constant stimulation because your mind is like uncomfortable like with just like stopping, which I mean, it kind of goes back to like that capitalist society of like be doing something, produce. It's like if you take a minute, just like stop and just like be, like just like stopping and like not doing anything, just being who you are, like stopping that train of thoughts and just like really connecting with like what your soul is. It's like kind of goes back to like dirty hippies are there poo-pooed on. It's like you're not doing anything, you're just being. It's like, well, why is that so wrong? What's so wrong about just being?
Why do people look down on that?
Right. And the funny thing is, like, a lot of companies now are doing like mindfulness based interventions of like, and they're finding that their employees are like happier, they're more productive. So it's like, okay, wow, so by being who I am and just like stopping that train of thought of do this and like one thing at a time, you're actually able to do more. So by doing less you can do more. It's kind of funny. It's
funny how that's how they had to realize it. By forcing these training interventions, you know,
disregard like thousands of years of practice by great teachers. Nah, man, it was on New York Times today. It's real. It's like, I don't know, it's like people, I don't know, it kind of goes back to like that idea of we need like to attach yourself to something. It's like there's no science, like there's no proof. So it's like, well, we need the proof, now we can do it. But it's like you have thousands of years.
You have proof.
Right, thousands of years.
We're kind of living the proof right now if you just take a minute.
Right, and they talk about this in the recent Joe Rogan with John Anthony West. It's like science like demeans, whatever the word is. Like it kind of knocks down like single case studies of just like one person doing it. But it's like if you get enough of those case studies, like you have like enough proofs. Like they were talking about near death experiences, and he's like, yeah, people just say that like, which I guess kind of goes back to like the whole hallucination real thing. But they're like, oh yeah, well you can't actually study that. Like you can't like create that in a lab. Like you can't almost kill people just to see if they're real, to see if it's like a real like soul transformation to a whole nother plane of existence, or if it's just a hallucination. But he's like, at some point when you have 7,000 of these things all reporting very similar ideas, like that's just not like, it's not just a single case study. Like you have like these same things.
You got some evidence at that point.
That's long, and like there's enough there of like, it's not even like it's 7,000 different things, or 7,000 near-death experiences with 7,000 different things. Like they're all very like the fine points might be different, but like the large theme is, if
there's a theme and a recurring pattern,
right,
I think it's worth considering.
Right. Well, it's like the same thing with like ayahuasca and stuff like that. And it's like you can say that it's like just a hallucination, not like a true like mystical experience, but you get all these people who are like maybe like some person sees like a bear as a spirit animal, another person sees a horse, but like the overlooming thing of like this self-severe introspection is like crazy. I mean, it's very similar.
And why wouldn't each person have a different like who cares?
Right.
If you and I are different people,
right,
like physically, mentally, everything, but so like why wouldn't there be different animals?
Right. Like slight differences.
Of course everyone's not gonna see a giraffe or whatever, like because we're not clones of each other.
Exactly.
But if it's the same message and same
like overarching theme,
right.
Well, I mean, that kind of goes back to religion as a whole. It's like, one person says like this person is the only one, which isn't true, but it's like all like these different themes, or like the same theme but just different like minor details. It's like, okay, some people can like attain enlightenment or nirvana or like that godlike state by like praying 6 times a day. Like that's great, but it's not, doesn't mean it's for everyone. It's just like different strokes for different folks.
Pee break.
Yeah, enjoy it.
So going back to mindfulness real quick, I just remembered something. You ever just take a pee, especially when you're like out drinking at a party? When you pee, it's just like, when I do it, I have like such great ideas. It's almost like a moment of reflection.
Right. Well, it's like that. So where you can like that increase productivity because you're not like thinking about anything. You're just there.
That actually ties in perfectly. So in The Power of Now, which I haven't finished. Which I haven't finished yet, but that theory, I think I texted you about it, of watching The Thinker. It was just such a cool thing, man, and I kind of want to like talk about it just to maybe expose someone to it because it's so cool. So like essentially watching The Thinker is when you kind of separate yourself from the egoic mind, so that when you have like, say you're getting pissed off waiting at the bank and you're like, come on, this person in front of me, let's go, like sign your check and let's get out of here. That's how you actually feel. But when you stop for a minute and watch your thoughts, you realize that you're just watching like your egoic mind judge and stuff like that. So the whole watching The Thinker thing has like really changed my life because that is some cool philosophical stuff right there, man.
Well, I think it's cool too because it's like the whole, like watching the thinker. It's like, well, shit. It's like I'm mad. This person's not going fast enough. Like, you know, like why are they doing this? But it's like you look and it's like, because I've had the same thing where it's like I'll like realize it's like I'll watch the thinker and I'll be like, well, I don't have to pick these shitty thoughts.
Yeah.
Like it's like, okay. I mean, it may like frustrate me a little bit, but you kind of like sound like a pretty introspective person. I'm like, okay, well, so like the thoughts, just because I have them doesn't mean like they're not valid. It's like you look at it, it's like, okay, I'm having angry thoughts, but like, why am I thinking these things? And you can kind of really like, if you like can shift to that, like that deeper level, you can kind of really do some like cool introspection. It's like, okay.
Oh yeah.
It's like you're getting mad about this person in line in front of you, and it's like, okay, well, why am I getting mad? Because they're taking too long. But it's like, okay, well, why am I in a hurry? Like, I don't have anywhere to be. I'm just grocery shopping for the day. Like, I have nothing else. It's just like this whole thing of like rush, like
hurry up and wait.
Right. And it's just like you're always like, why are you always thinking these things? And it's you can do like a lot of cool like introspection to see like where you need that personal growth.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, it's like maybe I'm in a rush, but it's like you're always rushing, and it's like maybe that's creating like a lot of discontent in you, so you can learn to slow down. You live like a happier life. Like another thing I've learned is it's like all right, why is this person taking so long? It's like, why are they kind of like trying to fuck me over? And you realize it's like you're really not that special. It's like they're not trying to fuck you over. Like they're living their life. They're like not. I'm just like the person in front of you isn't buying a lot of food to just like say like, fuck you, Eric, you're gonna have to wait. Like they're just living their life. They're like doing what they know, and it's like it's not like a personal attack against you. It's like your ego just kind of like wanting to make that problem, and you realize it's like, well, I'm not that special. It's like, okay, well,
I'm not the center of the universe.
Right. It's like they're not doing this to fuck me over, and it's like, okay, whatever. They're just living their life. Like I'm living my life. Like they're making me like they're not making me wait. I'm waiting for them. The person behind me is gonna wait for me, and it's not like just because I'm waiting for them doesn't make them a bad person. Just like the person behind me waiting for me doesn't make me a bad person. It just kind of like goes back to like that Tao of how it just all plays out.
And that reminds me of going back to my work. The same thing of like they're not doing this to hurt you. So some of the qualities of the kids I work with is if they get upset, they don't know how to manage their emotions. That's part of autism.
Yeah.
So they might lash out physically, physical aggression. And it's not because they're thinking like, this asshole right here, I'm going to kick him in the shin.
Yeah, they're not saying fuck you, Max.
They're not saying
I mean, they probably are.
They probably are. But no, they're not saying fuck you, Max. They're saying like, I am experiencing some discomfort right now.
Right.
I am not happy. I can't. I don't know how to say this.
Right.
So I'm going to get your attention.
Thing.
Sensory processing. I'm going to get your attention by any means necessary to try to do this. So if it ends up, and that's why you cannot take that kind of stuff personally in that job. That is like the number one thing I would tell anybody who wants to work there. It's like you can't take stuff personally because you will go insane.
Right.
If you do, it's just they're trying perfect
reality
example
and like how they're like functioning within that reality that they live in.
It'd be like me if you kept bumping into me, and I would tell you like, hey, stop bumping into me.
Yeah.
They can't do that. So they might do it in another way. So our hope is that they're going to use their device or some hand signal or sign language to mention, hey, don't stop doing that.
Yeah.
But that's the goal. But at first if they're gonna kick you in the shin, it's like, okay, what just happened there? Like why? Right. And then you might, perfect example, a kid I worked with got his device taken by the therapist who was adding new responses in it, hundreds of responses. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Adding new responses in it. And when she did that, he got really upset.
Yeah.
Started having a negative behavior and stuff. And it's like, obviously he did that because think about somebody just came in and like took your voice.
Yeah.
And now you're in this room and you want to get out.
Right.
Like what?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you freak out for a minute too?
Yeah.
And it's like totally understandable. So he got the thing back and he was fine.
Right. And so, it's like you said, like it's nothing personal. It's just like what they're doing. Like it's just like how they're living their life. And it's like it's like I can only imagine like how like ego shattering that is to be like, okay, I'm not the center of attention. Like it's not all me. Sometimes I mean like it might be like you and like something that you're doing that they're not comfortable with, but it's like they're not doing everything to be like fuck you, Max.
Yeah.
It's just like they're just functioning how they're used to.
Absolutely. That's like road rage.
Right.
You know,
I mean, I guess road rage is more of like that whole thought pattern of getting caught up in it. But I mean, like Or did you mean like other people getting road rage, or like you getting, or you getting mad at other people?
I was thinking like you getting mad at other people.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they're not like cutting you off. Sorry, I just cut you off. But like they're not like cutting you off to be like, fuck you, Eric. I'm just gonna do this to piss you off so you're late. It's like, I mean, they're probably just, because I know I've cut people off, and it's like I know I do it, but it's like, fuck man, I'm sorry I didn't see you. And it's like, I think it's like they could be doing the same thing. Like they might not have seen me, you know, like they might just be having a hard day. Like it's not like the grand scheme of things, getting pissed off at them. Like it's not worth my time, my effort, because they probably weren't trying to fuck me over.
Sure. And
like they probably, and if they didn't, it's not like they're spending any time and effort on me, so I shouldn't be wasting my this precious time I have on being like, fuck, goddamn them.
Yeah.
As I just dropped 3 fucks and a goddamn in the span of 5 seconds.
But the traffic thing, sometimes you ever sit in traffic, and this is a sort of a trippy idea, where if you're stuck on, what's that, the highway going into Chicago,
94,
yeah, so you're stuck there in traffic, you know, bumper to bumper going in, other side bumper to bumper going back, and you're like, I'm gonna be late for my stepsister's dinner, and then I think it's like, hold on a second, there are like 500 cars around me, all going somewhere right now.
Right. It's like you're not the most, like, it's not like it's not like your event is more important than anyone else's.
All with complex lives and brothers and sisters and jobs and divorces and dogs,
things that they're trying to go to.
Yeah. And it's like, that kind of humbles you for a minute. It's like, all right, you know what? We're in this together here.
Yeah.
I'm not going to honk my horn and, you know, get pissed off at you, because the person in front of you is blocked, because the person in front of them is blocked. It's like, it's fucking it's fucking like, and then a lot of times the meaning of the traffic jam, it could be like an accident or something, and it's like, wow, okay, I'm happy to sit in this hour of traffic rather than being carted off in an ambulance.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You're lucky to be sitting in traffic.
Yeah, dude, like traffic is like a very, I mean, I guess like anything can be a humbling thing, anything can be a teacher, but traffic's like a good one, because it's like, no matter how much you complain, no matter how much you honk in your horn, no matter how much you cuss out the person in front of you, you're not going anywhere.
It's not going to change.
So you can either be pissed off, or you can just say, fuck it. I mean, this, like, I can either be mad, or I can just accept it, because it's like, me being mad is going to change it.
Power of now.
Exactly.
That's
like
the big point.
All you can do is just like accept what you have here and now, because if you don't, you're just going to be pissed and upset. And
you're
mad.
Already here.
Right.
Might as well enjoy it.
Right. It's like me being here and being like, fuck man, I wish I was up at school. Like I could be doing this. I could be studying. It's like, yeah, I mean, I could be doing those things, but I'm not. I'm here. I might as well be here. Here now.
Might as well give it 110%.
Exactly. Which I feel like there's a lot of like what we don't do. Like we're always thought like on to like the next thing.
I get caught up in stuff like that all the time.
I mean, yeah, everyone does. It's just like, well, I mean, like, I don't know, it's just like everyone does, but it's something that we could always practice on being. I mean, even like my like favorite teacher, who I like look up to and I think is like my like guru, I guess. I mean, he even admits, he's like, I mean, we all fuck up. It's whether you can be like, all right, whatever, I fucked up, someone else's fault, or it's like, all right, I fucked up, how can I improve on that? Because like that's what I've noticed now is like I'll like catch myself judging, and it's like, well, I caught myself, so it's like I can't be too mad about the fuck up, because at least I know I fucked up. As you can either be like, okay, well, am I just gonna let that be like, all right, whatever, it happened, or am I just gonna be like, okay, like it happened, but like what can I learn from that happening?
Exactly. It's just, I think that's a way better way to live your life.
Right. And
definitely.
Just, right, like that radical self-acceptance, like radical acceptance of what's going on. Which, I don't know, that's like what caused a lot of our problems is, I mean, going back to like the whole attachment idea, is you're attached to this idea of how things should be instead of being like what they are. So like I can be like, damn man, I wish we had like a better microphone, or I could be like attached to the idea of us, I don't know, talking about something else, and all that's going to do is create suffering. Or I can just be like, all right, cool, we got this. I mean, like, you like, which I feel like people kind of be like, oh, like you don't, like that's a bad way to think, because you're not going to have any goals. You can like have goals. Like I have like my shit in my calendar that I know like what I have to be done by, but you're still like enjoying the moment. Like you're not using this moment as a means to an end. Like this moment is itself the end. So it's like saying like if I have to fix my resume, I'm not going to be caught off be like thinking about like fixing my resume when now I'm here.
Right.
Or like even like when I am fixing my resume, I'm not gonna like doing it with I'm doing it with the end in mind, but I'm doing it now in terms of like that final like end goal.
Right.
So it's all like about being, which I mean Eckhart Tolle kind of covers in like the power of now, of you can still plan for the future. Like it's not like you're just like one of those like stereotypical like dirty hippies like, oh, like nothing matters, whatever. You're still like focused and planning, but it's just like a whole different way of attacking it.
Most
like being
definitely.
fully immersed in like what you're doing now, but still also kind of keeping like, all right, this is like what the thing should be, and then even like not being attached to that end goal, like this like soft idea of what it should be, but then like whatever it is it is. Not getting too attached to that end ideal.
That's exactly what he talks about.
Yep.
In the book that I haven't finished.
Dick.
I need some more time to do.
Do you need to, or
pleasure
is it just
reading.
kind of like how it's going to play out? It's going to play out how it's going to play out. So you-
Yeah, true. Hey, the whole thing might be predetermined.
yeah, I mean, it probably is, but
Probably is.
I mean, but it's also like it's not just be like a laissez-faire, like, well, I'll read it when I read it. But I mean, it's not like fuck, I should have read it by now. I
Yeah.
mean, I didn't. It's how it is. I'm just
yeah.
kind of like going out how it's going to.
And there's plenty of times, if you think about it, instead of watching Stranger Things, I could have been reading that book. I spent.
Right. But I mean, the fact that you didn't doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It's like, all right, whatever.
That's what I did.
Right.
Yeah.
Fuck it happened.
Oh, I'm a huge believer of, like, I would never change the past, I guess.
Yeah.
Because in terms of career-wise, that's just been my big kind of focus lately, which
Yeah.
is why I'm, like, relating a lot of things to it. But, like, sure, I got my undergrad in arts technology, nothing to do with what I found out that I want to pursue
Yeah.
and that I love. But, if I hadn't have had those experiences in my undergrad,
Right.
then I wouldn't have made the decision that I wanted to switch into
Right.
special ed.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't change a damn thing about it.
Right.
Because I wouldn't be here right now.
Right, because if you weren't doing your internship, you probably wouldn't also be not getting paid. You also wouldn't be subbing, and you wouldn't be interacting
wouldn't
with
have
these
realized
right with these kids with special education
that stuff.
needs. That like then the whole thing never would have happened.
Yeah.
That's kind of like I don't know. I think that's like the coolest thing. Like one of the coolest things I've learned is that it's like it's a whole other perspective of looking at things too. Kind of like going with that whole non-attachment. Like if you're ever suffering, like fuck man, like this sucks. Like this sucks. I could be in such a better situation. But it's like if you always think about it, it's like you look back. It's like okay, I survived those shitty situations in the past, and those shitty situations also put me in like the good situations that I have been in. I mean, like shitty stuff has happened to me, but it's like okay, I look back and I'm like, well, fuck, because I failed that test, I studied harder, and it made me like a better student because I refined my study ways for all the tests in the future. So it's like maybe by failing that one test, I aced like 3 other ones. Which I mean, I always hated the whole thing of like that whole saying. It's like you can't know the gold if you've never seen the shit or whatever. Like you can't.
I've never heard that one.
I don't know. It's like you need like the bad times to appreciate the good.
Okay.
And I always thought that was all kind of like shit. I'm like, no. Because I'm kind of going back to this idea, like attaching myself to this ideal of like happy, joy. But it's like, I mean, it's not like good or it kind of goes back to like this whole linear way of thinking of good and bad. But it's like bad events, like using air quotes around bad events, like aren't bad. You just have to like take them for what they are.
Oh, yeah.
And like, I mean, like I said, like the bad events have helped create the good events in my life. So it's like, are those bad? Like they're bad at the time.
Are they truly bad?
But looking back, I would say that they're good.
Maybe not. And there's always an optimistic way to look at a situation,
Right.
I think.
Like the silver linings.
The silver linings, yeah.
I think it's important though not to get caught up and be like, well, this is this, and like finding like I don't think it's you have to be real too. Like I feel it's like okay, if you fail a test, you can't be like, okay, well I failed the test, that's all right. You have to be like, no, I failed the test. What's this going to teach me? Like you have to.
You gotta seek out
Yeah.
those teaching
Right, like-
experiences.
Right, like if you get punched in the face for being a dick, you can't be like, oh, well, that's how the universe is going to work. I'm just going to get punched in
I'm
the
gonna
face.
continue to be a dick.
Right, it's like you have to look. It's like, well, why did I get punched in the face? Because that wasn't pleasant.
Because I said this and that
Right.
offended someone,
Right.
and now I need to try to learn from that and not do that in the future.
Right,
I
exactly.
don't want a broken nose again.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
It's kind of cool how all that stuff works out.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely is.
You got anything else you want to talk about? I know you had a big ass list.
A big ass list. You know, I text myself ideas,
Yeah.
and it's so funny when I look at the ideas because if somebody ever lost my phone and see that I'm like texting myself, they would think I'm a psychopath.
Why is it just like half shown out fake things?
Like here, text myself vitamins. Next one, Kaizen. I don't even know what that is at all. Stretch tonight. Call dentist. Like charger.
So you like frequently text yourself. Wow, dude, I never would have thought about doing that.
Dude, you text yourself and then because you see it, I don't know. It's the same thing. Like if I write it in my notes, I'm not gonna remember it.
Yeah.
It's almost like sharing a Facebook article to watch later. But I text myself and then I see like, oh, like on my most recent from Max, I'm like, oh yeah, shoot. like I texted a bunch of ideas for this today. Charge laptop, like because I'll forget in the morning. Like, oh, gotta charge that because I have school.
That's interesting. I mean, tonight. I like never thought about that, but then like I just thought back, and like I actually have started doing that for like articles I want to read because I don't like reading on my phone.
Yeah, no, so, neither do I.
Like especially if, like I mean like if it's like a news article I will, but if it's like kind something of like quick. Right, something longer, I want it on my computer.
Definitely.
So I'll like send the link now that I have like the Mac that I can just pull up my messages on there. So I have like everything.
So you do text yourself,
right? But I never thought about it like texting myself reminders. I will just like text myself like stuff I want to read.
It's quick. Like, it's just like a quick little fix. You could throw it in your calendar.
Yeah,
which is better. But this is just like
that's
quick.
True. See, I used to use like the sticky thing on my computer.
Stickies.
But see, I like would never keep them up top, so I'd write like 5 things to do, and I would never actually see the sticky. So like a week later, I'm like, fuck, I didn't do any of this shit.
Yeah. Digital stickies.
Yeah, but no, I like that because you can like keep like the red text open, like the text read, like unread, so you'll still have the notification.
Oh shoot,
like,
who texted me? Oh wait, that's
it's
right.
Me.
It's me. I got a stretch net or whatever it is.
See, my thing is I'll see it and I'll be like, all right, I can do this later. I just never do it.
Try it out, man. You might like it.
I know, dude. It's just it's like Newton's law where it's like an object at rest stays at rest. I just like being at rest, dude. I need to do a better job putting like that initial motion in. Like, dude, like for working out, like if I don't bring my stuff to class with me, I won't work out.
It's not happening.
Yeah, I'm way too fucking lazy.
You gotta sort of force yourself in that way. So I keep my gym bag in my car now, so I never have the excuse. It's always like, oh, didn't bring my stuff. Wait a second, it's in my back seat.
Oh, dig, I could do that because we have lockers at school. I can just throw a gym bag in there.
Do it, man. Force yourself.
Yeah, I know.
Conjure your inner bitch.
I know. Well, it's weird though. It's like at school I won't, but like if I'm at home, like I'll find it in myself to like go work out. Like I'll be like, all right, fuck. Well, I mean, I guess it's because driving is much easier than walking, like half a mile, quarter of a mile. But yeah, I don't know. But even like riding my bike, like I can be like, I'll be like sitting at home, like, all right, whatever. I'll just go for like a nice little bike ride, like not long, a few miles. But it's like at school, it's just fucking no, dude, no, it's not happening. Now that
you got your own place.
Well, dude, even like when I live with other people, I would just get back and I'm just tired. I don't know, dude. I think Milwaukee just zaps it out of me. Like I was telling my friend, I'm like, even like colors seem clearer here.
Yeah,
it's so weird. Like I'll be like greens and like I looked out my window this morning and I was like, dude, is the sky always this blue? It's just so weird.
It could have everything to do with your mindset.
Yeah, I know, that's a big thing. I think it's just, I don't know.
It probably
like how I said, it's like everything is like your mindset. You can either accept it or not. I think that like this whole like Milwaukee thing is like my like a big teacher is like accepting it. And it's like one of those things where it's like my ego doesn't want to. It's like, I don't know, it's one of those things where it's like I feel like this like a last hold that my ego's like, nah, fuck you, you're gonna do this and you're gonna be upset about all this shit that because you're attached to like how things should be.
Learning experience,
right? And like the thing is that's kind of cool. It's like I mean, it's not cool because it kind of sucks, but it's like I like know that I'm making myself miserable. Like I can like I'm like, fuck, I'm having all these damn like shitty thoughts and like damn it, like and I'm like, I know I'm like having these thoughts, so I'm like mindful of them. But it's like I'm like I'll like consciously think it's like, well, I can keep having these thoughts or I can like try to not and be positive. And I'll just be like, no, fuck this, I'm gonna be miserable, which is weird because it's like I can like conscientiously like see myself picking to be miserable. But I guess it's one of those things where it's like your ego just needs something to attach onto, good or bad, like good or bad, how do you want to look at it. So yeah, it's like a teacher that I definitely have to, like a big one to work through, which is very interesting to actually like verbalize it, because you know, like the whole power of words.
It's an internal struggle.
Right, cool, because it's like you can like saying it in your head. It's like, okay, like it's like the 3 different levels. Like you can like think it, and then you can say it, and I feel like by saying it, you hear it, and it just like triggers something more reflexively. Kind of like in one of like the first, like not one of the first, but like not the most recent, but like the second most recent, Joe Rogan, Duncan Trussell, he was saying it's like, Duncan was saying it's like, yeah, like I'll start working out and then like I'll get in like the habit of it and I'll do good, and then I'll take a week break and I'll just stop doing it, and I'm just like, he's like, I'm like an unmotivated little shit, like I don't do all this, like I'm terrible, I eat shitty food, just like fuck myself. I just saying like, oh fuck me, you're not worth it, it's whatever. And Joe's like, well, like dude, like look at what you're saying, like this is like a key thing. So it's like if you can, and Duncan's like, yeah, I guess saying it like triggers like a whole other level of like realization.
Yeah,
because like, you like put it out there, and then it's like you put it out and you also hear it. It's
like writing something down. Helps you remember.
Exactly.
Saying it out loud might help solidify it.
Right. It's like you can always think it, but it's like, yeah, it's like that's what it was. It was like thinking it is like very small amount of energy. Writing it down is like a little bit more, and then saying it is like the most, like giving physical energy to what you're thinking.
Physical.
Yeah, physicality.
Physical.
I wanted to say physicality, and like that's not it, but it has like kind of like a more like in this physical realm instead of, like, you know what I mean, like you can write things
rather than internal, because
right,
who's to say what's going on up there when you're thinking to yourself,
right?
You know.
Yeah, I just cool, kind of one of those things. I guess going back to, it's like the bad isn't really the bad. You just kind of have to see like the learning moment in it and finding the guru in all things. Yeah. Well, man, on that note, you want to wrap this thing up? Yeah, bop it on out.
All right. What are you saying?
Bop it.
Bop it?
Bop, like B-O-P. Like the
like
game.
The game?
Yeah, but I don't know. Like
bop it on out.
Well, yeah, dude. Like someone I was talking to said bop on over, and I like the word. It's kind of fun. Like, dude, you
just bop on in.
Yeah, well, you know,
bopping in, bopping out.
Dude, like I like words. I think they have like cool. They can carry like cool energy, like boink and bounce, like bop, like just like these cool words, man. Like
the boink and bounce,
or like groovy, or like righteous. I don't know, man. Like instead of just being like so generic, like yeah, man, things are cool. Like yeah, man, things are really fucking grooving. Like instead of saying like, oh yeah, we were dancing, be like, nah, man, right, dude, you kind of like bop around, bop in and out.
I like it.
You can like groove.
Bop.
You know what I mean? Well, dude, it all started when you told me, like, you said like, damn, dude, that's kind of righteous, and I'm like just hearing that word just like triggered. I'm like,
yeah.
Righteous is like such like the perfect.
It's
like the word has like that essence in it. Yeah. It's like it just sums it up, like just like describing like a rose. Like you can't describe it, but it's like it just has that thing. So that's why I don't know. I'm more like conscientious of like the words I pick now, because I feel like they can just like display like this. It's like a different atmosphere.
More emotion, more or less emotion.
Right. I could say like, yo, do you want to come over tonight and we get ready and then we can go out? Or I can say, yo, do you want to bop on over and we can go out and get our groove on tonight? It's like what? Like you're like, okay, what would you rather do?
One of them made me laugh,
right?
Which is a good thing.
And one of them is going to be like, damn, all right, that sounds a lot more fun than just, yo, you want to come over and go out?
I want to come over and then we can go out and get a drink, or like, hey man, you want to bop in and we can go.
Yeah. Like you want to hang out, we can go grab a drink, you know, like shoot the shit a little bit, stuff like that. Like I don't know, just like cool shit like that.
Yeah.
Like cool words.
I dig it.
Yeah.
I dig it. See?
Yeah, so you do, like, it's just like,
I think that is cool. What's better?
Yeah, that's cool. No, I dig it. You know what I mean? Just like,
I accept that.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, it's just cool. Like words just have like this such powerful meaning. Yeah.
Cool. Boom. Man.
Rocked on out.
This was good. One. This was fun. Our first podcast.
Oh, this shit's called The Me Time.
The Me Time.
Yeah.
Okay, is some me time or the me time? What do you think?
Okay,
let's come up with it right now.
Okay.
Because some me time, you know, like I just need some me time.
Actually,
like some time.
I like that. Well, originally I was just thinking me time.
What are you doing? Did you say me for Max and Eric?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of like some me time. Like, you know, like you said, like you're just like, damn, man, I'm stressed out. I kind of just need some me time.
That's what it is.
And
this is what it is, man.
Right, and you think of like some me time is just like hanging out, just like relaxing, and this is
what this is.
Which also was kind of I was tripping myself out, and I'm like, dude, we're just gonna sit down and talk, and like that's all a podcast is.
Yeah.
The only thing is we actually like have it down now.
Yeah.
So we can look back at all the crazy shit I say.
It's perfect. We have a documentation.
Yeah.
Of all your crazy shit.
Well, not all of it.
I have a great case to put you in a mental asylum now.
Oh yeah, dude, 100%.
I have an hour and a half of evidence.
No, dude, we're up to like 2 hours now, aren't we? Yeah, we're up to like 2 hours now.
That's good, man. This was a lot of fun. So some me time.
Yeah, some me time. Dude, we can make this like a thing. Like whenever
Let's make it a thing. Maybe once a month or something like that.
Yeah, dude, when I come home, I can just rock
whenever you come home would be great. I know we have some friends who are like-minded. But that's not what we're looking for. We're not looking for like-minded. We're looking for some good conversation.
Yeah, we're just trying to have some me time.
And that's all.
Some hanging out.
We're trying to have some me time. Yeah, so cool. Let's do this again soon. And to anyone listening, thank you for listening. See you next time.